You chaotic motherfuckers.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome to session 28, everybody.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yep, finally. Jeez, all right. Well,
Almost a complete reset.
last time, the dice gods looked upon you and judged you poorly. We got to finally go on the boar hunt. While on the boar hunt, you were attacked after targeting a couple of giant boar. Some of them managed to get away, and during the ambush, you tried to spot out what was attacking you, and unfortunately never got the opportunity, as there was a fog cloud, and y'all rolled like shit. By the time anyone was able to spot anything, Roger, unfortunately, he was only able to spot the one gnoll that you knew about that was running away. You did manage to down one of them that had come out to attack Lexi and Killian, but fortunately, that was about it. You took your prizes of the boars as much as you could, as they were kind of ruined, and made your way out of the jungle, heading back to Nicodranas. You made camp for the evening just outside the jungle, and unfortunately, in the first hour of rest, you were attacked yet again by the same party that had gone and gotten their leader, who summoned in large hyenas on top of all of you, and unfortunately, you were all not prepared. Lexi, Nick, Duncan, and Cretan, and Roger, unfortunately, fell. Cloves and Killian managed to get away with strange mercy from the leader of this pack, and we will open up as they are making their way back into Nicodranas. You two have been basically running for the better part of the day, of a full day. You are exhausted, both of you, though Cloves, you only have one exhaustion point. Killian, I think you have about 4 or 5. But before we get too far into it, just to let everyone know who is watching for whatever reason, we are now being joined by Dusk. We will introduce his character later on after we have a discussion. But for Cloves and Killian, the two of you have just made it to the outskirts of town. Everything is normal. You can't tell anything has happened here while you were gone. What do you do?
Okay. I think Cloves would probably. She's carrying Killian still, probably, right?
Yeah, Killian has not let go.
I believe Cloves would probably just run with Killian to her mother's place with Marvac. Yep, their house.
Fair enough. Alright, so you make it there, you know the path. At this point, it's early morning. No one's really come out yet. You see some guards walking about. Some of them kind of stop and look at you as you run by, as you are both covered in blood and look just absolutely ruined, but nobody stops you as you don't seem to be an immediate threat to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
You make it up to the flat, and I assume you knock on the door.
Yes.
She
knocks rather brusquely on the door.
You hear a bit of a groan from inside. He says, hold on. There's a few moments before the door opens, and Marvac's standing here he's wearing just, he's pretty much just only wearing trousers right now, and just kind of rubbing his eyes, going, oh, who is, Cloves?
Please. I need to lay her down, please.
Oh, right, come in. What happened? He'll usher you inside and close the door behind you.
It was all so fast. We went hunting and they're gone.
They're
all gone.
Well, kind of looks between the two of you as he'll kind of put a hand on your shoulder and walk you to the couch in the main living space. You see Joy standing in the doorway of the room that Marvac and Joy share. he's also barely awake and just kind of looking. Just looks like he's trying to shake off sleep. No sign of Killian's mother just yet, as Marvac will just kind of look at you and say, "What? They're gone? What do you... All of them?"
They're dead.
Killian's
Just a look of utter shock on his face. It just kind of sets in.
I couldn't save them. I tried.
Killian just staring ahead blankly, not saying anything.
I'm sure you tried. I know your strength. Why don't you sit down as well? I'll get you some water. You look... Just sit down.
Okay.
Kind of look at you,
I will.
Killian. Okay.
She sits down.
He'll look at you, Killian, and say, "Killian, do you need anything?"
She'll kind of like very slowly look over to him and open her mouth, but nothing will come out, and she'll just kind of look down at herself pathetically and just lean back.
"I'll get you some water then." He kind of... You see his shoulders kind of dropping as he turns to go and get some water. Joy is a little bit more awake and is kind of looking at all of you. He follows Marvek into the kitchen as you hear them both quietly talking between each other. But Cloves, you both can sort of pick up that Joy is just basically asking what's going on, and Marvek is just telling him. Marvek comes back after a moment with the water and says, "So, you said you were hunting. What were you hunting?"
Sorry, we were just going to hunt boars. It wasn't supposed to turn out that way.
He'll just kind of nod. I don't know exactly what happened. I wouldn't put any of this on yourselves. Things happen. I've lost people too, but this... he just kind of goes and sits down on probably like the coffee table next to the couch. At this point, you see Joy walking into the bedroom that Killian's mom shares.
I tried my best. I was only able to bring one back. She's very hurt. She needs help, and I can't help her.
It's all right. We'll the paladin in town, Wudir, Senna met him yesterday and mentioned Killian as a matter of fact, so we'll take her to him.
Okay, she kind of looks like she doesn't want to let go of Killian.
At this point, you see Senna walking out with Joy. She also looks like she's still trying to wake up, but she just walks in, just says, "What's going on, Killian?"
Killian will just stare at her and just start crying.
Senna immediately walks over and unless you stop her clothes, that she's gonna just take Killian into a big hug.
Yeah, she'll... It for a second she hesitates, but lets her go.
Yeah, so at this point, Senna's just like clinging on to Killian, just sits down on the couch next to you. Marvik kind of looks at them and then looks back at you, close, and says, I don't know how much you want to stay around, but we'll get her looked at. If you want to come with us, you're welcome to.
Yes.
You look like you could use some rest yourself.
I will come with you. I just want to make sure that she's safe. I just want her to be okay.
He'll nod and kind of stand up and say, "I'm going to throw a shirt on, and we'll walk her over there."
Okay.
Marvek ducks into his room. At this point, you can hear Senna hasn't really said much. She's just She's just straight up hugging Killian. She hasn't said anything. She doesn't know what's going on, but it's clear she understands something is wrong.
Yeah, Cloves will just kind of look at her hands.
Moment later, Marbeck comes back out, still wearing the trousers he was before, just threw a shirt on that he's still adjusting. Right, Senna, if you want to come along. She doesn't. She just stands up and just walks into her bedroom, still holding Killian. Killian, she puts you down on the bed. You see Julius that had been laying with her. He's still fast asleep.
Okay.
Senna goes to basically just gets out of her nightgown, puts on some normal clothes, and then just goes to pick you up again.
Killian's basically just like not even reactive to anything anymore. She's just slowly moving and barely stumbling around.
Yeah, so once she's dressed, Senna picks you up and walks back out of the room, looks at Marbeck and you clothes and says, "Right, shall we?" Marbeck just nods. Right, yes, let's go. With that, the four of you will walk out of the flat. Joy stays behind. You walk out of the building and down the road a couple of blocks to a fairly small looking church with you see the symbol of Bahamut resting above the door. And once you walk inside, you can see just a couple of pews, chairs in the front, and an altar to Bahamut himself, as you are all aware. And you see Wuldir, the turtle from the grandeur. He's currently sitting in quiet prayer at the altar. And hearing the doors open, he very slowly stands up, grabs onto the handle of his maul to hoist himself onto his feet, and very slowly turns around. Yes, what's all this?
Cloves would just.
She needs help. Please, I cannot help her. I tried, but she needs healing and rest.
See a look of confusion kind of pass over his face as he kind of scans over all of you. Eventually, his eyes kind of rest on Killian and goes, "What? Set her down in one of the chairs. What happened?"
We tried to hunt the boars that were making problems, and we were attacked and couldn't stop them, and we're all that's left.
He very slowly nods, his expression settling into a grim one as Senna does as he said, and kind of just sets Killian down in one of the chairs, and he'll step over to her and just very gently place a hand onto her shoulder. You see a silverish glow overtake his hand as Killian, you are healed. Physically.
Yeah.
You, as the wounds begin to close, he kind of looks over at you, Cloves, and says, "I will still have healing after this if you need some yourself."
You don't need to waste it on me. I'm fine.
You don't look so well yourself.
I'd rather you just keep her safe.
That I can do.
I'm fine.
You're staying at the Eye, right?
Yes.
He'll know. I will come in and check in with you. If you want to go and rest, I will come later and let you know how she is.
Okay. Hey, don't
Okay. She stares at Killian for a while and looks like doesn't want to leave her, but she trusts him, so she will step back and head off.
Killian will kind of, as Close starts to step away, will again open her mouth to say something, but will barely like get out a raspy anything before she gives up and closes her mouth and looks down again.
Marvac will walk you out, Cloves, but
Okay. If Cloves sees that, she'll Killian, and seeing no answer, she'll leave.
Marvac walks with you at least outside and says, we'll make sure she's taken care of. I don't know. I know about as much as you as far as how she's doing, but if she needs to stay here, we'll take care of her.
Okay. Okay.
Before you leave town, I don't know. You should rest, but before you leave town, come to the Emporium. I'll get you taken care of.
Thank you for all your help.
He'll nod and he'll just he takes like a step back and then kind of pauses and sighs and says, "It's a shame all of them. They were reminded me a lot of the crew that I used to run with long ago. For what it's worth, I'm glad the two of you were able to get out."
Yeah.
He'll give you about a half nod before turning and heading back into church.
She will go to her room.
So as you are heading back to the Eye of the Storm, Alex, you have had a rough week, to say the absolute least of it. You were returned just yesterday by Nea, the woman that had been working with the mage that had brought you to Rexingtrum in the first place. And you were given at least a night to rest, and though you still have a little bit of exhaustion, you're feeling a little better. Torque and Neza have been taking care of you to the best of their ability. Torque, in particular, has just kind of been... It's kind of weird having a goblin kind of like almost babying you, but he like makes sure that you have your meals are brought to your room, that you're still resting, you got all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's been your last day. And in the morning, I don't know if you would be downstairs or not, but he would have knocked on your door early in the morning, said, "Hey, breakfast is almost ready. If you want any."
Yeah. I'll be down. I'll be down in a second.
All right, cool. Yeah. And you just hear him walking off. And
Jarek
close.
just puts on his clothes. She'll soar, and just walks down.
And as you walk down, you see Cloves walking into the eye about the same time. You actually see Torque kind of perking out, like, "Hey, there you are. Your friend's back, and you look like shit. Are you okay?"
Cloves.
She just kind of looks at him.
No. No, not really.
He kind of looks at you and Alex, kind of looks between you two, goes, "Why don't you two sit down? I'll get your breakfast to you." And kind of looks behind you, Cloves, as if he's expecting more people.
I'm
And
not hungry, thank you.
Okay. Sit down. I'll at least get you some water or something.
Cloves, what happened?
Give me a second to sit down. I think you should sit down as well.
You're scaring me, Cloves. Where are the others?
They're not coming, Alex.
What do you mean? Did they go ahead? Did they leave before us?
No, they're not ever coming, Alex. They're gone.
No, you can't be serious now. What happened?
It all went wrong. The hunting trip, it all went wrong. Killian and I are the only ones who made it back.
You can't be serious.
I wouldn't joke like this.
Where's Killian?
She's badly hurt and she's being healed right now. I couldn't help her.
He's visibly shaking.
I'm sorry. I couldn't protect him.
It's all my fault. I should have been here. If I was here, it could have been different. He just storms out.
Cloves just goes back upstairs and shuts the door.
You're storming out of the eye, Alex?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You see, timely as ever, 3 earrings walking towards the tavern, and looks a little surprised to see you, and kind of calls, "Hey, Alex, it's Alex, right?"
Yeah.
What's happening? What's going on? How did you disappeared on everyone? So I thought.
That's all right. That doesn't matter right now. I have some place I need to be right now. I gotta go.
Wait! Hold on! She kind of she speeds to kind of step into your path. I'm just trying to figure out if you're here, and I know they went hunting, but is everyone else back?
They're dead.
You just see her freeze in place. What?
Apparently, Cloves and Killian the only ones who survived. I need to go see Killian. Cloves is inside. I gotta go.
She just is standing there frozen. You just walk by. She doesn't even move to stop you. So you're heading to the platinum scale then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You get there and it's quiet. It's still very early in the morning, so still not a lot of people running about. You pretty much can just push open the doors. They don't even look like they've been properly shut. And you see Sana Marvac kind of sitting in some of the pews with Wudir sitting in front of Killian, who looks like she's been through hell.
Is she sitting, laying down?
She would still be sitting. You see Wudir, the turtle. Alex sees for the first time this old turtle. Seems to be of at least some kind of priestly disposition. Kind of patting over Killian as a silver glow is covering his hands. It seems to be healing her.
Alex just walk past all of them and hug Killian.
She doesn't even react. She's just still there like a lifeless doll.
I'm so sorry. I should have been here. Should never have gone with them.
Young man, who are you? This is the turtle speaking.
Yeah, he doesn't pay attention to anyone right now. He's crying and he's holding her in his arms.
Killian will just reach up a hand and kind of pat him on the shoulder. Wow. She won't say anything.
Well, you see, you may not have noticed, Alex, but you see that Marvac has walked over and kind of said something to Wudir, who then says to you, I understand that you're a friend, but I'm sorry to say, so as far as I can tell so far, she's been greatly traumatized. I don't know if she's going to be able to say anything.
Will she be okay?
Well, physically, she's alright. The problem isn't the physicality, it's in the head. It's something of shock right now and doesn't seem to have fully weared off. And when it does, I don't know how much better it's going to be.
God damn it. Just looks Shamarvak.
He has a very sorrowful look on his face as he just kind of looks back at you.
With tears filling his eyes, said, "What can I do?"
Right now, I don't know. Sent Cloves back to the eye. We didn't know she needed rest as much as Gillian does. Right now, I don't think that she needs to be going anywhere. I think she needs to stay here with us.
No, she's not coming with us.
I'm sorry, Alex.
He just like motions to him to follow him away from Killian.
Marvac will follow.
Did they manage to find the bodies or bring them back or anything?
They just showed up this morning, showed up at the flat and just Cloves nearly knocked down the door trying to get in. We don't know anything. All we know is that they were attacked during their hunt. And they're all that's left.
God damn it.
I'm sure once Cloves is rested, she might have more answers, but right now, we don't have anything.
We need to do something. We need to do a burial or something.
Right now, you still don't look so great yourself. The two of
That
you need to rest. We will take care
doesn't
of
matter.
Killian.
Doesn't matter.
Alex, I understand your anger, but I have lost friends before like this. I can't say it's a similar ways, but if you go and you go try to get your revenge, you could do nothing more than adding to the pile. You need to rest. You need to think. You probably are going to need more power behind you if you're going to go out and deal with whatever it is that put all of you down.
All right. You're right.
Give Cloves time. She has dealt with this as much as Killian has. Once Cloves has rested and she is able to answer you, then try to figure out what happened. And then go from there. But do not rush. I don't want to lose you, all of you too.
He walks towards Senna and whispers to her, I'm so sorry."
She looks very tired and clearly has been in prayer. When you approach her, she kind of slowly lifts her head up to you. You can see there are tears in her eyes as I'm just happy she's here. I'm sorry for all of them.
Yeah. He just starts walking out, and they hear him mumbling, "This shouldn't have happened. This shouldn't have happened."
Heading back to the eye.
Mm-hmm.
All right. From there, we shift from Alex heading back to the eye to the docks of Nicodranas. We see Three Eyes very solemnly making her way to a small ship at the harbor with the marked wave chaser on the side. It's a small ship. It is barricade runner or a blockade runner. Doesn't seem to have much in the way of weaponry, but it's a small and hardy ship nonetheless. And aboard it, there's a number of crew running about as there had been the anticipation of leaving today. Three earrings before having left had mentioned that she expects for the travelers to come back and for everyone to be hopping aboard to try to figure out their path to Jorhas, which was an interesting proposal, but one that was met with a lot of excitement simply on the fact that it's probably the most exciting thing that has happened to the Wave Chaser in a while. Aboard the deck of the Wave Chaser are three particular figures that have been set about by the first mate of the ship to get everything ready. We will start with the first one that I see. Asher, why don't you go ahead and describe yourself?
So Asher is currently moving some rope down to the underside of the ship. He has one arm. He is a air ganassi, light blue skin with this kind of white hair. He's got an eye patch and some scars that litter his face, as well as several piercings. He's got this kind of open, tucked shirt and a trident on his back.
All right, and as you are moving the rope, Meadows, describe yourself as you are walking by.
Meadows is a dark grayish purple tiefling. He probably carrying a box or something like that. With Asher dressed somewhat similarly, but different. He has on some armor and a bunch of different colored earrings and stuff of that nature. He also has hooves for feet, so I imagine that there's a bit of a clunk to each of his steps.
People know when you're coming.
Yep.
All right. And Midgard, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself as you are watching those two do what they're doing?
Yes. So, while up in probably the crow's nest, just making sure everything is looking good down below, aka shirking a bit of work since since I've already completed my task, you would see a red Drakenblood Dragonborn that has an athletically lithe build. Stands about 6 feet 2 inches. Has red scales, being red Dragonborn. Gold amber eyes, black horn claws, and then a very small line of spikes traveling down his back, but that is covered by the very nice, fanciful sailor's outfit he is sporting, which includes a fine red overcoat, a snow-white doublet, and a pair of sleek black pantaloons, which is all tied together with a similarly grand red tricorn hat, with a decent-sized feather flowing towards the back from the brim. And as he just sees the captain start walking towards the ship, he'll kind of rappel down to the main deck and just be waiting for her to fully come onto the ship.
So all three of you see her walk up the plank, and she just sort of stands there for a moment, just looks very distant before kind of snapping her attention to the three of you, and says to you, Asher Meadows, you can put those down. We're not leaving today.
Oh, why not, Captain? I was so excited. Something happened.
Roger is dead.
You see Midgard. Oh, sorry, you go ahead.
Okay. Asher's hair starts to go to this dark grayish kind of color, and a bit of sparks fly off of it.
You see
What do you mean
Midgard.
he's dead? That's all I was going to say. Go ahead.
Oh,
Sorry.
well, I was going to say, you would see Midgard just kind of like blink rapidly for a second, just like in disbelief, and just kind of like shake his head. Wait, what do you mean he's dead? That man is probably the strongest person out of all of us. That's impossible.
I'm aware of his strengths, Midgard, and that's why this hurts. The ones that I sent him off with, the ones they were going on a hunt, and sent him with them to make sure that they came back all right. And came back, and the two of them are not in good shape.
Midgard looks reasonably upset at this news. Just
Do you have any idea what happened?
No, I only heard from the one that they were waiting on that this happened. He seemed to not know much at the time. I'll need to get with whoever came back and ask questions, but right now it didn't seem like a good time. She kind of puts her hands on her hips and just looks down. I'll need to talk to the others. You three, if you don't mind heading to the eye and just keeping an eye out, the ones that you'll be looking for is a half-orc woman. You will recognize her from before. She was one of the ones that was on the ship when the Pomaflora happened.
Ah, right. Her. I remember the face. I can probably handle that and find her.
I'd prefer the three of you going. Just keep an eye on the tavern. The one that came back was the one that was missing. Apparently, there was something significant with that, so I'd prefer that nothing else happened to them while they're here.
We'll keep an eye on them.
Thank you. I'm going to talk to the others and just come back tonight. And if you hear anything, let me know.
Will do, Captain. And I guess we'll
give
head
her
out.
a nod and look at the other two, and then start heading out. He haven't been there for a while. He'd probably know directly where to go.
Oh, you know exactly where you're going.
Yeah.
Asher just kind of chucks the rope to the ground and then just starts stomping after Midos towards the tavern.
All right. So, as you three walk off, the rings goes down below, and as we watch the three of you head to the eye of the storm, we see another face within the eye. It is still morning, still very early morning, so there's still not a lot of people there. So one half elf in the tavern stands out just a little bit. You've been there for a while, Talus, so why don't you go ahead and describe yourself for us?
So you see a half elf with blue robes, white hair. He seems to be pretty young, even for a half elf. He has blue eyes, very pale skin. And he's just been sitting in the bar.
Tor kind of walks up to you and says, hey, buddy, sorry, I know today's been a little weird. Do you need anything?
Just water.
Water, hi, I can get you that. So he walks off. Another face comes in as you have been traveling for quite a while to make it to here, Vera. So go ahead and describe yourself for us as you are now entering the place that you're fairly certain the person you're looking for might be.
All right. Well, Vera is a fairly well-dressed elven fella, extremely androgynous. It's impossible to tell what they might be just from a glance, but they have pale skin and a deep purple hair. They're wearing basically a button down shirt that's, well, fairly unbuttoned, and a corset underneath it. And then they have these long black pants on with these two spell books holstered at each side of them. And they walk in with this sort of sense, or this sort of spring in their step. And following them inside are four individuals with two of which have shields and short swords, and two of which have just simple short bows, and are covered from head to toe in this like sort of very wintry sort of gear, armor with masks covering their faces. And once Vera steps in, they will take a step, kind of clap their hands together, and look from side to side to see if they can spot anybody who, well, might know about what they're looking for.
Hard to say from first glance, but you see a half-elven man sitting at one of the tables. You see a goblin making his way to the bar, and you see a minotaur currently working the stove, as it looks like his breakfast is being cooked currently. And around this time is where there's basically a convergence, because Alex, you are making your way inside. Meadows, Midgard, and Asher, you are starting to approach as well. Seeing this rather interesting fellow making their way into the bar with four people behind them.
Sorry, so is my in your way?
Alex doesn't say anything, just keeps walking towards the bar.
Well, that's certainly a rude fellow.
Well, he's one of them that we're here to watch.
Ah, right.
He'll just sit down where his breakfast, I assume, was put down for him at the bar. Just push it to the side. Calls out to well, what's his face, Torque, and just like, Torque, can you just give me something to drink, something strong, please?
Yeah. Any preference or just something strong?
Anything you got.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. And he just goes about making a drink. The four of you who have entered the bar see this, and Talus, you recognize this fellow who has walked in as well, currently at the bar, drinking at like probably 7 a.m. He's one of the ones that is in the group that you've noticed a number of times while staying here. He does not seem to be in good shape. And since you were in here earlier, you might have overheard a little bit of what was said. So, take that for what you will.
I probably won't approach right now.
Fair. So, Vera, Asher, Midos, and Midgard. What are the four of you doing? You're basically all standing at the entrance of the eye, just kind of standing there awkwardly as this dude just charged by you to go get a drink.
Asher just kind of pushes right past Vera and the four people behind Vera and goes straight over to Torque at the bar. Slams his hand on the counter and just says, "Ale."
Kind of looks up from the drink he was making. Alright, cool, yep. Give me a moment.
Right.
Meadows, can you make me a perception check?
Sure.
Well, you don't have to whisper that to me, but
Oh, whoops.
an 8. Yeah. I mean, the energy in this bar is pretty fucking weird as is, so you don't notice anything too out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Forgive me, miss. My compatriot is a bit...
Right. They'll shake their head.
Oh, am I mistaken?
Technically not. Anyway, go on.
Well, I wanted to apologize for my friend over there. He gets a bit agitated very easily. Can I buy you a drink to help alleviate that transgression?
Why, I mean, I'd be happy for it. But don't really sweat it that much. deal with angry folk quite often, so it wouldn't be a first time.
Oh. Well, now you have me curious. But come, let us not stand outside this establishment for much longer and get to drinks.
All right, and Vera will kind of do like just a hand gesture to the 4 people following them, and they will all go and find a table amongst themselves.
Okay.
Meadows is going to go sit down next to Asher and get himself a drink as well.
Torque will give you your drink, Alex, and then we'll set up a couple of mugs of ale for the 2 of you. We'll look at you, Meadows, and say, I know your face.
Yes, I've been in and out for a little while.
You have. Where'd you run off to?
Checking on a ship.
You with that one ship that came in not that long ago? That one stirred up some trouble. Well, not trouble, but a lot of people started talking.
Yes, I plan on taking off with them.
Well, good for you.
It, as lovely as your city is, I cannot wait to leave.
Don't blame you. It's quiet here, except, lately. It kind of just sends like half a glance over to Alex and looks right back at you.
Yes, it's, well, from what little I've heard, it's been very exciting for you over here.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. That's where he looks over and sees Midgard and Vera walking and says, welcome to the Eye. Can I get you all anything?
Yes, I think my friend here is going to be ordering for me. But I'm not exactly looking for a drink, I'm looking for information.
Information?
Yes, I've come to town in search of, I guess, I'm looking for a kobold.
Tilts his head to the side.
Asking around for a little bit. Short, pink, I think has a badger.
Alex starts turning his head.
What? Why? Why are you looking for this kobold?
They're a friend of mine. I just need to meet up with them and connect again.
Make a deception check.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I insight check this since I'm sitting there?
If I'm hearing this talk, can I insight as well?
You can. I don't think you're sitting far enough away to
ignore the
not hear
+3.
this.
That's not supposed to be toggled right now.
I think I will also insight check this.
By all means.
May I as well?
Sure. Everyone just roll your fucking insight. Let's go.
Sorry.
I think I heard something.
Hey, Cloves, want to insight?
Wow.
Cloves falls down
So
the stairs
close.
again.
He's upstairs. He's not listening.
He's not
No.
falling down the stairs.
Fucking
She's
tries to
busy.
peeks out, and then just falls
So
downstairs.
Torque just has a very curious look. He doesn't seem like he doesn't believe you. He's kind of glancing around. What's your perception? Passive perception?
Mine?
Yes.
13.
13. You could see that he's kind of glancing over to the fella that nearly barreled you over when you came in.
Vera will go ahead and take a look over at the fella as well.
Alex, you see that this person
Alex
who
is
is clearly
staring.
he's clearly asking after Killian is looking at you, and with that insight, yeah, I know something's off.
Yeah, Alex is staring at the person.
Well, do you have any information on where they might be?
Depends. What do you want from them?
Just looking for them and some of their travel buddies.
Well, you ain't gotta look far. They're all dead.
Why?
They died.
Oh.
The only survivor. You're looking at him.
Vera actually won't even bother inciting. They'll actually go over to you, Alex, and place a hand on your shoulder and go, I'm extremely sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks, I guess. What do you want with them, anyways?
Just the group had a bit of a deal with me that they fell out on. I wanted to come and check in with all of you and make sure that you were still okay.
Deal?
Yes, you guys were
Are
supposed to.
you Duncan's contact?
Yes, Duncan. Yes, he is a friend of mine. Apologies, I was looking for the kobold too. See, that was the only one that he really mentioned to me, unfortunately. And trying to track a human through a city such as this one might be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, well, Duncan's dead.
Oh dear.
He downs his drink.
Torque just hands you another one already filled. he knows.
Mhm. So I don't know if what you're planning to do now, but the guy you had to deal with is gone.
Yes, it does kind of put a damper in my plans a little bit, but for now, until I figure that out, would you mind if I take a seat here?
Suit yourself.
Before you take your seat, can those of you sitting at the bar make me a perception check?
Can do, boss.
Why does it keep
Oh,
doing
jeez.
+1? That shouldn't be on.
Oh, you need to turn off your guidance. Ooh, Alex, I mean that makes
I'm
perfect
drinking
sense.
too much.
That makes
Yeah.
perfect sense. Early drinking, you're just tired.
Mm-hmm.
You're not paying attention.
He doesn't even care.
Nope. Which is fair as fuck. So I got everybody. Yeah, that looks like I do. Oh, I'll roll for these step away.
Ignore this. I'm just checking because I think I turned it off. So I'm just.
Should
I'm
I
just
also
checking.
make the perception check, or
Okay. Yeah.
Oh
it's
yes,
off.
yeah. You're
And of
at the
course-
bar.
okay?
It's gonna be a
Didn't know
nat
if I
20 when
was-
you do.
Yeah.
roll.
10.
10. All right, and then let me just roll for a Talus here. If I can find his fucking. There it is. Because I rolled, he rolled well. All right.
Ooh.
Well, he just stepped away. Fuck. Bad timing. Well, anyways, so let's see here. Midgard.
Yes.
And yeah, Vera. This isn't necessarily quiet, but as the two of you are about to sit down and grab a drink, you hear from outside a little bit of a quarrel happening. You hear something of a disagreement. And as it's early morning, this kind of stands out as there hasn't been much noise outside since all of you started walking in.
Well,
Right.
feeling that these vibes in here are atrocious to my very well-being, I'm gonna go investigate that because that sounds more interesting.
Vera, hearing this, will kind of cock their head over and look at Alex and go, right, stay right there. I think I hear something. And they will step away and say in something in Elvish to the 4 people lying in wait and ask them all to come outside with them.
Okay.
What did they say in Elvish?
They say, adjutants, come on.
Oh. Adjutant. Okay.
So Midgard
Asher, should
and
we follow?
We're supposed to watch him. I'm staying here. If you want to go, go.
I'll just stop at the door. He's going
Alright.
to follow the exodus, but like I said, he's going to wait at the door.
all right. Asher, Alex, you hear Torque go, "Can things stop being so exciting around here?" He's just kind of grumbling to himself. But outside, you see those of you that are outside now have not seen Woodir, the old turtle who is carrying a maul. Seems to be using it as something of a walking stick, but He currently has his back to the eye, as he seems to be preventing someone from entering. He seems to have been the one shouting, as he is currently shouting at a tiefling man. Who, Omen, if you would like to introduce yourself.
Yeah. So sitting atop a war horse is a tall, very devilishly featured tiefling with sort of brown, oiled hair, orange eyes without any pupils, and little, I guess, frills to his face. They look like they would end. I don't know how best to describe it, but it's not as palatable as skin. Features towards the edge sort of etch off or down underneath his chin, and his horns are uh, curling along the top of his head and then pointing back up to the sky.
Currently, as you've come into town this morning, you were told to make your way to the eye of the storm to find shelter, or at least a place where you could rest for the evening. And as you got there, this old turtle, he seemed to have already been walking that way, but seemed to notice you and immediately just stopped in front of the door and basically was telling you to piss off. Those of you that were coming out, you can hear him yelling, "He's got some mad fucking nerve coming here."
Oh dear.
Vera will kind of step forward and next to Wildia and go, so what seems to be the problem here?
This
Problem is-
abomination's walking into my town.
Abomination.
Whoa!
Excuse yourself.
Damn!
I'm riding, first of all, and I don't think it's your god's jurisdiction to tell me where I should eat or rest my head.
This ain't my god telling me to tell you to piss off. This is me.
No. You always make such trouble to people who arrive in town.
People that smell like you, yes.
So what are you gonna do?
Well, I ought to break your fucking kneecaps and throw you in the ocean.
Oh, how nice of you.
Right.
Do you have somewhere else you can suggest an abomination like me should rest? Or
The ocean.
Okay.
isn't that where you're
Alright.
from?
I bet
Right,
you'd like
right.
to know.
You too. Well, it would seem as if our friend here hasn't done anything wrong quite yet.
Oh,
Don't
he's done plenty wrong.
Well,
Just not yet.
I will
recently.
get off the horse and approach Vera. Finally, someone who at least has a sensible way of looking at things.
Meadows and Vera, both of you go ahead and make me religion checks.
All right then.
Right.
Meadows, though you don't, you're a little farther away, so you don't quite get the full extent, but you can tell that something is off about this tiefling man. Vera, as you have been approached, you can feel it much more strongly. This sort of negative energy that isn't quite pouring off of this man, but it feels very strong. You actually can hear your adjutant. What do they call it? I'm sorry.
Adjutants.
Adjutants kind of shifting from behind you. They aren't quite uneasy, but they seem to sense it as well. With your check, Meadows, unfortunately, you don't quite know this, but Vera, you can tell that the reason why this turtle might be so agitated at this man is that they seem to share the same sort of build of a paladin. And it seems that the man that he's been yelling at might have broken his oath.
Vera will kind of like give like a knowing look to Omen, and will go ahead and shake his hand and go, right, so long as that he doesn't create any issues currently, then there shouldn't be any issue, right? And Vera will look to Wooldeer with a little bit of a, oh, I get it now,
I'll look over to Voldir too, and I'll imitate what you said and just go, right.
Just glares at the two of you, though you seem to have a bit of a knowing look on your expression now, Wavera. He doesn't seem very calm about this whole thing. Make me a persuasion check.
Okay, I'll try. 14.
One moment.
Man, it's nice to not suck at persuasion.
He kind of shifts his glare from Omen to you, and after a moment snorts and says, "Well, you're a fucking problem now, ain't he? Help me get out of my way. I actually needed to go in here." And he starts stomping his way into the tavern.
Right.
Meadows is gonna like step like half spin to where he's facing into the tavern next to the door and just like hands up like, "Oh, I'm out of the way."
I also got the way.
Past you, you're fairly certain he would have barreled you over if you hadn't gotten out of the way.
Yep.
Well, thank you.
No
Good
problem.
name, though.
Oh, my name is Vera, and Vera will give a slight curtsy.
Right. Oh,
Yes?
you can call me.
That's fitting.
I thought so. You'll have a little knowing grin. So,
Anyways, I think one of my friends here offered me a drink, but as I don't exactly enjoy drinking that much, I think you need it more than anything.
Yes, my offer extends to all. Midgard Summer, by the way, but most people just call me Midgard. Pleasure to meet you.
nice to meet you, Midgard. Omen. And can I say, just a wonderful shade of red and orange your skin and eyes are.
Oh, well, thank you.
Omen, you'll notice, has nearly the same shade of red and orange.
Well, us skin color brothers must stick together. And he'll wink.
Right.
Anyways, he'll turn back. He'll turn back to to go back inside the eye. Just try to
You
usher
can
in his
see,
fellow companions.
as you're starting to walk back in, you see that Wudir was talking with Torque. Alex, you've never seen this guy before, but he seems to be asking specifically after cloves. And Torque recognizes the turtle and immediately points him in the direction upstairs and tells him what room to go up in. As they're walking in, you see him shoot a glare back at everyone before going up the stairs.
Oh, okay.
When Omen walks in, that's when Meadows is going to start walking back over towards Asher, and he's just going to let out when he gets close. Just going to let out like a low whistle, just signal between the two of them, just like, keep an eye on this guy.
Asher just kind of looks towards who he whistled about, and then just nods.
Vera will just go say something to walk over and say something to the adjutants, and then walk back to the bar and take a seat back next to Alex.
I have a question actually regarding that whole thing. Are you talking? Are you talking to someone physically there, or do other people just like would Midgard see you talking to another thing, or?
Oh yeah, no, there are four people wearing these this armor. I sent the picture in a chat.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
2 with short swords and shields, and 2 with bows across their backs.
I'll go ahead and put their tokens down just so y'all can see them.
Okay, but are they like surrounding you, or are they just like behind? I'm just curious.
They just follow. Follow.
Just wanted to make sure. Then Midgard would actually point to all of them and be like, "Would your friends also like a drink?"
Vera will look and go, they're not drinkers.
Fair enough. But what can I get you, my dear fellow? Kind of like pat Omen on the shoulder.
water. Don't really like to spoil my mornings with anything else.
Right.
Alex just chuckles, turns
Okay
to
then.
Vera and just says, "She's excuse me for a second." He gets up and starts walking upstairs stealthily.
Roll a stealth.
Oof.
You get up those stairs so stealthily, but by the last one, you kind of trip over yourself, and you can see Wudir knocking on Close's door, just turn to look at you.
Shit. Those drinks might have been a bad idea.
Wudir would have heard pleading from within the room.
He just
Cloves, it's Wudir. I came to talk to you about Killian.
She will you hear the room go silent for a second, and then she'll open the door.
Before he looks up to you, and then just kind of looks at Alex, and then looks back and says, "Do you know this one?"
Oh, Alex. Yes, he is. He is a friend.
Do you know this one?
Wait.
Yes, this is the paladin who agreed to help Killian.
You saw me at the church. I
Oh.
spoke to you.
Sorry, I didn't really pay attention to anyone there.
Understandable, but well, if you're both friends of Killian, then why don't we step inside and I can tell you what I found.
All right.
All right.
So Wudir will step in and make sure there's this kind of a small room. He does his best to kind of make sure there's enough room for the two of you, which there's enough. It's not too bad. But anyways, he'll look between the two of you and say, "I think it's best that Killian stay here with her mother, and us will be able to take a good care of her. I live not far away, so that if something terrible were to happen, I will be there. I've seen many adventurers lose friends in similar ways, and this isn't quite the worst I've ever seen, but I don't think she's going to be herself for a very long time, if ever."
I don't want to put her in any more danger.
Same here.
Her mother was insistent on keeping her here, and I'm inclined to agree. I wanted to share that with the two of you, so you aren't expecting her. Though she will be staying at the church for the next couple of days, so I could keep an eye on her. But if you want to come and visit, you're more than welcome. But I don't think she's going to be saying much. She's barely uttered a word since she got here, and continues to say nothing.
I want to go see her soon. I just need to think for a bit.
Well, she will be there, so will I. Her mother
Okay.
will probably be there as well. Marvek, fortunately, had to leave, but his husband came to take his place for a while.
Thank you for your help.
Yeah,
Of course,
thank you.
and to both of you, I'm sorry about everything that's happened.
It's all right.
May I go?
I'll take my leave. Thank you for speaking with me. I just wanted to let you know.
Thank you.
And he'll kind of nod and then nod to you as well, Alex, before making his way out of your room.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Clove starts to get up and starts to go back to her room.
Oh, they were in your room.
Oh, okay. Then she will just kind of look at Alex expectantly, like, get
Oh.
out a little
Yeah.
bit.
I'll leave you alone.
She shuts the door. Goes back to what she was doing.
As far as what you were doing, can you make me a religion check?
Yep. Oops.
As you are praying and making your pleas to the Wild Mother, you feel her presence. You can feel this sort of sorrowful emotion that doesn't quite overtake you, but you essentially just feel as though the Wild Mother is with you and sharing in your.
Okay, she simply asks for forgiveness.
You don't feel any maliciousness towards you. As the time goes on that you are in your prayer, you get the sense that she doesn't understand why you need forgiveness. It's in the sense of she doesn't feel as though you've done anything that needs forgiveness.
Alright.
You don't actually hear her speaking, but you feel this is sort of in the presence that you're very familiar with at this point.
Yeah, she knows.
That is what you're doing. And so, Alex, you head back down to this very interesting collection of people that have started to gather down here. Talus, sorry. Talus, I messaged you about it. Basically, you've overheard pretty much everything that's been going on this entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot is happening very fast. Everyone's there's just a lot of feelings. You see, all of you will see Woodir leave before Alex, sending one last kind of glare to Omen before making his way out of the tavern.
I'll wave him goodbye.
He doesn't even respond. He's just out. He just seems to be out. As fast as the old turtle can move, he is out of there.
As Alex is coming down the stairs, he just says, "What the fuck kind of week is this?"
Torque goes, "Need another drink?"
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, a little, not as strong this time. Yeah. Just goes to make the drinks. And those of you who have ordered anything, he's been getting you things.
Yeah.
Turning towards Omen, Metis is going to ask him, so what exactly did you do to piss off the old turtle?
Oh, walked into town.
I meant before that he seemed to have a grudge.
Maybe it's because of just how well I walked.
Can I insight check him? See if
Vero
he's hiding
laughed.
something.
You're welcome to insight. Yep.
That is a pretty good horse.
Seems
You didn't
legit to
see
you,
the-
Asher.
Ah, yes.
It makes sense.
Of course.
Turtles can walk fast. They must be jealous.
Any case.
I didn't give you the same grief when you came into town, right?
Well, no, considering that probably the only time I've seen him. Well, encountered him. I've seen him about. Maybe it's
just
because I don't have a horse.
Oh. Maybe. I was thinking maybe it was since I was a tiefling, but
No,
He
I
motions
don't
to his
look
own
into that.
horns.
right. That's what I meant. Either way, much better company in here than out there. Certainly glad that old turtle's gone.
He was bringing it down a bit. Well, looks over at Alex. A bit more. So what brings you into town?
Good question. He'll kind of scratch the side of his face. Looking for something new. Don't know exactly what it is, but it wasn't in home, so.
Fair enough.
Why, you want to get to know me better?
Well, it's not every day you see someone getting yelled at by a paladin. Thought that made you an interesting person to know.
He'll smile. Well, if that's all it takes to be interesting, I'd say it's a pretty low bar. I mean, I've yelled at people all the time.
Oh,
Doesn't
so
take a
you're
lot to
paladin.
draw attention.
Mm-hmm.
So
was
you're
in
about.
Yeah. And he'll pull out a very dirty Palor symbol.
Oh, interesting.
Show you all the symbol that you are being shown.
Ooh.
But not all of us. Well, maybe it's a difference in governing. That was the problem. Don't know how they exactly run things here on the coast.
Well, they do run at their own unique.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not that I have never, threatened someone or seen someone threatening another, but in the morning it seems a little distasteful.
I would agree. Everyone should have breakfast before getting yelled at.
They should. No, forgive me. Omen. What's your name?
Meadows.
And in Infernal, he'll say, a pleasure to meet you, Meadows.
He will reply in Infernal and say, pleasure to meet you as well.
Hmm. So it brings you lot together. I don't think it's usually that a group of people are offering me things and asking about me.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, the three of us, I'll point to me, Meadows, and Asher, we're part of a crew on a ship captained by Miss Three Earrings, the Wave Chaser. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No, I haven't. Should I have? Is it something famous here?
Well, it drew a bit of attention when it sailed into port.
It's a bit known as a
Then I
blockade runner. So
Kind of coughs.
Yeah, no, when you start to talk, Meadows is going to kick you in the shin. Before you can finish that, he did not want you to finish that.
why?
Oh?
Well, sorry, did you end up saying that it was a blockade?
I
Russia?
would my intention was to didn't want to just talk over him, but at the same time, my intention was to kick him before he said that. When he started to say, "Well, it's a kick,"
Fuck.
Well, what is it?
Yeah.
It's a ship. Just a ship.
ship that, well, for some reason, was sailed on in when no other ships have been coming in apart from military ships. That is.
They're not military.
Well,
Very interesting then.
they were
Quick
flying
note.
flags.
Quick note for the three of you that are from the Wave
Mhm.
Chaser. You are currently flying the flag of the
Yeah,
Concord.
that's what he was just saying. Well, they were flying the
And
flags.
you have been told it was stressed to you
Uh-huh.
very heavily. Do not imply that you are not of the Concord.
Oops.
That's why you
Uh,
got kicked in the shin.
For
Yes,
fuck's
Werewolf
sake,
is
people.
smart.
I'm going to be taken off on it when they finally decide to leave.
And
Interesting.
so what's this ship exactly doing here? Not looking
It's not
for
my
me.
business to ask. Like I said, I'm just hopping a
Holding
ride.
cargo for the Concord.
Uh-huh.
What was that?
Would I have an idea about the Concord and who they are?
Oh, yeah, you would know that the Concord is basically the governing and military force on the Menagerie Coast.
Ah.
And this would be something that's common knowledge even to those from the Empire. The Concord is currently at war, they're currently trying to quell a rebellion from the Revelry. It's become something of a civil war that they have well, those of you in the Empire would not hear anything terrible, but anyone who's heard the news would know very well that they have not been doing well.
All right, so you're not a military ship, but you're working for the military.
Oh no, they are, and he'll look back to them. Aren't you? Just, part of the
I'd also
Concord.
give a look to Asher.
Asher just doesn't say anything. He's just drinking his ale.
He'll roll his eyes.
Vera will laugh.
Why don't the
Sailors.
three of you just roll me a collective deception check?
Okay.
You really set it up for yourselves.
I was trying.
We're not military, but we are part of the military.
You guys
It
are
was
great
never
pirates.
said. Yeah.
Y'all are doing great. If
If
those of you listening in want to roll an insight check, I will have the average here in a second.
Well, being a cargo
We
ship
are
doesn't
military.
necessarily mean military.
Alex,
It can
I
be
mean,
a-
it could
knows
just be
the
a
ship.
cargo runner. That
Alex
is a
knows the
perfectly.
crew.
Omen,
Yeah, Alex
Vera,
knows.
yeah, no, they probably aren't necessarily military, but I mean, they probably are working for the Concord. Talus, you know they're lying. That's not true.
Goddamn
What
Midgard.
exactly is not true? It's hard to say, but
Sorry.
you know that they are definitely lying.
I think
got
Alex
too
just
excited.
recognizes them from
Yeah.
his time on
Alex,
the ship.
yeah, you recognize them. You never interacted
Yeah.
with them, but they were on the ship.
Yeah, he just doesn't pay attention to any of this.
Fair.
Anyway, as entertaining as you all are, I do have a bit of stuff I still need to try to sort out with my friend here. And Vera will turn back to Alex.
Speaking of which, I wanted to ask you something.
Yes?
Your deal was with Duncan, right?
Yes.
Well,
You cut out.
Your mic cut out,
out.
Sin.
Yeah, you cut out.
You cut out. Sin, you're still cut out.
Sin!
Sin.
Oh,
Sin! Sin!
Uh-oh.
Sin!
fucking died. We
Might
Oh
have
my
to-
god, he's
him.
fucking dead.
We heard
Yep.
somebody sneak up behind him and kill him.
Yeah,
That's
we
why his
heard
mic
the
cut out.
static. Oh,
Goodbye.
All right, we're gonna let's
Goodbye.
let's go over to someone else.
Yeah.
well,
Wait,
Oh,
I
back.
heard him type.
oh,
okay.
okay.
I'm back.
Okay, cool. Yep,
Oh.
cool. Alright, good.
what do you miss?
I heard.
All of it.
You heard, we didn't hear anything. You're gonna
Okay.
start over.
So yeah, okay. He basically just looks at them and just, since your deal was with Duncan, he's gone, but I'm still here. If you wanna move the contract or whatever deal you have with them to me, that would be very helpful.
Right. Well, I mean, the deal was basically that he'd meet up with us and we'd travel through the Empire together. So if you are headed that way, I'd be happy to join you. Or honestly, anyway.
All right. What was the payment? I assume there was payment promised.
You would know, Vera, that no. You were just told to get Duncan and his fellows to Zadash. You weren't told much else.
Yeah, it was more so I was doing it out of the kindness of my own heart. It wasn't a whole, I pay you thing.
Oh,
Can I insight check that since I'm supposed to be watching
Yeah,
out for this dude right now?
Go for it.
I don't know what to roll.
Well, I guess it'd be persuasion. I mean, I know you don't have to roll. Yeah, no, for the two of you, it seems legit. I
Okay.
mean, don't really see a reason why. They don't appear to be lying at this particular moment.
I think that's more of a cause for suspicion, to be perfectly fair. Someone just offering
Yeah.
to take someone through the Empire out of the goodness of their own heart, like, that's weird.
yeah. Alex just scoffs and just, that was your chance to get some money out of me. But I respect
Yes,
you.
but
I respect you for not doing that.
You're obviously mourning. I don't want to take advantage of a mourning person. That'd be a horrible thing to do.
I
Thank
will.
you. I
You still
respect that.
offering?
My deal's now with you, buddy.
Anyway, yes, my friends there, and Pharaoh will gesture to the adjutants. They're sort of like bodyguards for me and whoever I decide to move anywhere.
All right.
4 of them have just been sitting there quietly this entire time.
Yeah, just staring at each other or others.
Yeah, Alex is
Can
giving
I
like
do
a
a vibe
weird
check
look.
on how weird they are?
A what check?
A vibe check?
Sure, you can roll
Vibe
a
check.
insight check. We'll call that a vibe check.
That's equally weird. Someone who
Oh.
has a group of bodyguards and all this shit like that. They're just weird people. Weird people doing weird things today.
I mean,
Weird.
they're not any less weird. You have no idea what their deal is.
Fair enough. Weird people doing weird stuff. Gotcha.
I mean, what's new? You've met a lot of weird people today so far.
Yeah, no, that's
Your
fair.
day started off with learning that Roger's dead, and now you're in a bar with some guy that got yelled at by a paladin, some other dude that's in mourning, some weirdo that wants to take Alex through the Empire for free.
Yeah, it's
What a
just
weird
been
day.
It's been a weird day.
Very. Time to add to the weirdness. I'm gonna walk over to Alex at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Hello there, sir. Do you mind if we speak in private? I don't think you want to talk about certain things out in the open.
Sorry, do I know you?
No, but let's just say I know things that you don't exactly know that I know. We might want to speak in private.
He narrows his eyes at him. Looks at Vera. I'll be right back.
Meredith
Oh,
is gonna mutter to Asher, "Why do you have to be so damn popular?"
Asher is going to get up and just follow the direction that Alex is walking with Talus.
Someone's doing his job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should probably do the same thing. Vera will nod to one of the adjutants to go follow.
All right.
Asher will stick his hand out in front of the adjutant and say,
Yeah.
It completely ignores you and just keeps walking.
I said,
It doesn't even seem to register you're saying anything.
I will try to
keep up with
whisper
my
into
ego.
Alex's ear. I know that, and I want to say, I know that you're carrying a certain package.
Alex is frowning at you.
Hearing Asher's voice, Meadows is spun on his stool, just watching to see what happens now.
The adjutant is now walked up to Alex and Talus and is just standing there staring at them.
I'm going to grab its shoulder and just kind of throw it back behind me and stand between the two of them.
I do believe you need to make a strength, athletics,
Oh,
contested
boy.
athletics, and
I will do so.
Oh lord.
Asher,
just
you would be
wanna
so
hear
kind as to
talk.
roll
I'll
that
take
for
care
your
of my
adjutant.
homies.
So who's dying now?
Oh no.
Oh boy, 19. That's good. That's
That
really
is
good,
pretty
actually.
Let's see.
good.
Oh, I need to
Uh,
set that.
Yeah. Not at
But
advantage.
they rolled a 6, so you do in fact throw them forward or throw them away, and
He'll just
unless-
start walking back.
unless you say otherwise, they either start walking forward or start reaching for a weapon.
They'll just start walking forward, basically just back up to where they were, and then Vero will sigh and go, "Okay, buddy, it's fine," and then tell them to come back.
And they will do as ordered.
I will say, you there, friend. Do you mind leaving us in private for a moment? And I will cast
I do
command.
mind, actually.
I will cast
Oh, you're
command.
casting command?
Oh no.
Make
no.
a wisdom save, Asher.
If I
I'm
got
watching.
understand
I
that,
love that spell
that
too. Do I
fucking
know
counterspell.
what he's just cast?
I mean,
First,
it's verbal.
Alex, are you counterspelling?
I don't have it.
Well, that's you, I guess.
Oh my
Sure.
god.
Asher, you turn around and yeah, I guess you just gotta walk away. I don't know why you don't know why you would think that you had to be there in the first place, and you just start walking away.
Yeah,
You walk to the bar.
I'm gonna give myself another ale, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
And-
not.
Metis is standing up and making his way that direction now.
Maybe not. Okay, everyone, enough.
real quick, Talus, can you roll me a sleight of hand check?
Okay,
Let's see
that'll
how obvious
determine
it
it.
was.
I can, yes.
Can I roll perception to see if I see him do? Oh, yeah.
Good lord.
I will say Alex, Meadows, and Vera, the three of you can roll a perception check since you were looking.
Oh, so close.
All right.
Oh my god.
So the two of you don't notice. Vera, you do.
Actually,
You saw
Vera-
the subtle motion of the hand with
I don't
the
have
command.
prep. Never mind.
So
Vera will kind of turn their head a little bit and just unless Talus is taking Alex out of eyesight.
I
then
am taking
won't
Talus out of eyesight.
They're taking Alex out of eyesight? Okay,
Yeah.
so then as soon as they're out of eyesight, Vera will stand up and go and start to follow stealthily.
if you're going to be stealthy, roll a stealth check.
This is all in the
Wow.
And this is
Yeah,
all
it's
happening
in
out in
the-
the open. The
Yeah,
only
this
thing that
is
is
out in the
currently
open.
the only thing that's currently not out in the open is Alex and Talus, who have walked off wherever, and Vera trying to be stealthily after them, though. Yeah.
Well, Alex surely doesn't notice them. With his passive perception.
Your passive perception. Oh no.
I do notice them.
Yeah, I
You
know this
do?
as well. And god damn it, again, I was told to watch him. He's going out of sight now. I'm gonna try the same thing that was just tried, except I'm going to give myself Blessing of the Trickster to do it. As well as guidance.
Okay.
Because I'm not good at this skill.
Roll it.
It's just a normal roll at a +4. 1 second.
Jesus, y'all.
Pause on this now.
Alex is fucking popular.
Midgard, what are you doing as all of this is
Well,
happening?
I was actually gonna ask you, Thorn, the layout of this place and where exactly they are going, because
The only places that Talus would be able to take Alex that would be out of eyesight is either upstairs into the hallway where all the rooms are, or outside, which is not out of sight. So they'd probably be going up the stairs.
Okay.
I am leading him up the stairs. I will ask, where's your other friend?
I think I'm good enough. What do you want to talk about?
I know that you're carrying a package. I don't want to say what it is out loud, but we both know what I'm talking about. I am from the Dynasty.
Really now? Insight.
Indeed.
Insight, and because this is one of those sorts of rolls, roll me your roll at whisper it to me, Talus.
I will.
All right.
You don't think that there's a reason that he would lie to you about that. Well, perhaps there is, but no, you think he's telling the truth, especially if he seems to know what's going on.
Okay. It doesn't cut him off. Keep going. Keep talking.
I know my way through where you're going. I think you might want a guide. And, well, I was sent here as a individual who might be able to guide you.
Well, sorry to break it to you, buddy, but all of my group's dead. The last one remaining is me, and they had the package.
But didn't one of your friends come back?
Well, I didn't see the package on her.
I'll be around if you need assistance.
She say so. Have a good day, stranger. And he walks away.
All right. And I will walk back down and say, "Oh, my name is Talus Morden, if you need it."
Yeah.
Cloves, make me a perception check.
Okay. My sheet is loading. Hold on.
No
Oh,
worries.
There we go. There it goes.
All right. Though you didn't hear everything in that conversation, you did hear Alex talking to someone out in the hallway. They were close enough to your room to have overheard something.
Okay. Would she have heard that mention the package?
With the 16, I assume they weren't talking very loudly. Not quite.
Okay.
The main thing that you gather is that Alex was having a hush-hush conversation with someone out in the hallway.
She will open the door and poke her head out.
As I'm walking away.
Yeah, I assume since Alex walked off first, he doesn't see you as he's going down the stairs, but you would see Talus, and Talus, you'd probably hear the door opening.
I return. Hello. I think I know who you are. I just spoke with one
What
of
do
your
you want?
friends. I'll go back over and I will say, I'm from the Dynasty, and, well, I'm here to help escort a package that, I
Insight
heard you
check.
Roll your insight, and because the art was just sent in, I want to go ahead and show off Cloves' new look.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh.
Yep.
Very nice.
Talus, you will see a half-orc woman. She's a little bit scarred. She's currently wearing a dark outfit. You may guess is a mourning outfit, and she has cut her hair off rather sloppily. And if you kind of look in the room, you see a pile of hair on the floor.
I probably want to look into the room.
Okay.
But go ahead and roll your insight.
Okay.
And again, go ahead and roll me. Thank you. The fact that he knows about the package definitely makes it sound fairly legit, because as far as you know, the people that would know about it were Duncan's contacts.
Mhm.
As far as you know, and Alex, this is something that you would have known as well. So,
Yep.
I mean, it's a little weird that he's showing up now, but
Mhm.
I mean, he's here.
She just kind of looks at him and just kind of
So,
So,
I assume you're here to help me.
yes, I was here to help you and your friends.
How did you find us?
Well, I was contacted by somebody who's been monitoring you all, and I only arrived here a few days ago.
Who is this person you speak of?
His name is Marcus Yuldon.
And what standing does this person have?
Well, they're, I believe, not necessarily a terribly high-ranking official in the dynasty, but high enough rank.
Okay. I don't know why it took you this long to come and help, but thank
Getting
you.
from the dynasty, I kinda had to slip through the Empire since I can't really go by ship all that often.
Well, the good news is that we have a way with a ship. I assume we still do, but
I assume I've seen some individuals down there. A few
I
of them we
assume-
have been chatting with your friend.
I should probably go talk and make sure that that way of travel is secured. I need to continue the mission, no matter what happened.
Alright. I guess then I will have to join you.
What is your name?
Talus Mortal.
Cloves. Cloves Featherwind.
Beautiful name.
Thank you. I am going downstairs now.
Alright. I will also head downstairs.
Okay. So, Alex, you made your way downstairs just a few moments. You would have noticed that Talus didn't follow you, but the rest of you see Alex coming back down.
Welcome back,
Uh,
Mr. Popular.
Yeah. He looks at Asher. Like, what was that back there? What was that about?
Am I still under the effects of command, or
No.
You completed the command.
Yeah, you already did what you were commanded to do.
Yep.
okay? Do I know that I was commanded, or
Let me double check. I don't think
command
that it's an
only-
effect.
It only lasts like a round.
Yeah, it only lasts like a second, but let me just double check. I don't think.
It doesn't
He
say
might
that
be.
it does or doesn't.
He might be confused as to why he did it. Like that might be.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have done that. Why
Yeah.
did he do what? Something must have
It's
happened.
definitely a thing of
Yeah,
like once you got to the bar, you went, "Hey, wait a second! You don't know. You don't realize that it was a spell per se, but you do realize that once you got to the bar, you were like, "Why'd I do that?"
fair? I don't know.
I'm talking about you following us.
I'm supposed to watch you. You have an accord,
With
and he
three
looks
earrings.
down to like the Concord clothes that he has on.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He pinches the bridge of his nose.
Alex wasn't here. Alex wasn't here when the deal was made.
He doesn't know that.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Yeah, all of you do not realize that Alex has no idea what you're talking about as far as the agreement with three earrings.
Which is why Cloves is coming downstairs.
Yeah, so basically,
Yeah.
as this is being said, Cloves and Talus are coming down the stairs.
Alex, you see her grim expression and sliced off hair.
I will approach Asher and say, I'm sorry about that. I just don't know if you're one I can completely trust yet.
He narrows his eyes. The feeling's mutual.
Alex just sees Cloves, just says, "Oh, Cloves," in a sorrowful way.
Meadows is just going to walk down afterwards. After, like, he's going to wait a couple minutes and then just walk down the stairs. Where everyone had come from. Go take his seat back.
Cloves will go to one of the shipmates that she had seen before.
You recognize about all of them. You recognize Asher, Meadows, and Midgard. They were on the ship. They were just people you weren't interacting with. They were busy actually like working the ship whenever you were on before. You were also
Alright.
busy. You were also busy, so you didn't really have the time.
Yeah, I'll go to whoever looks like the most of an authority figure between them.
Me.
That is not for me to decide.
That is
why we
me.
have.
Guess
That is.
Midgard
Oh,
is the
sure it
best-
is, Midgard.
Midgard is definitely the best dressed.
So she'll
Yeah.
probably go up to Midgard.
Oh, hello there, madam.
Ah, hello. Is that deal still on?
Why, yes. As a matter of fact, that's why the three of us, and point to himself and then the two others that are with him,
I imagine
are
that
here.
like now is when Midos is sitting back down, just walking back up to
Yeah,
his seat.
looking as
It-
casual as
Oh
possible.
yeah. Oh,
Is Midgard still next to Omen? Are we still having water
Oh
in the
yeah,
morning?
yeah. Well, I mean, Midgard is having like a breakfast ale. I should have meant yeah. He ordered water for everyone else because they are drinking water, but he got a breakfast ale and is just lightly
Yeah.
sipping on that. But yeah, he's next to Omen, but he'll just turn to close and start speaking to her. Yes, so the three of us are part of the Wave Chaser. So yes, that is still active.
we were just asked to keep an eye on you after everything that happened.
Asher
All
looks
right.
to Alex. Is that ringing a bell?
No.
Oh, Alex, we made a deal with 3 earrings to. She was willing to give us a ride.
Oh.
Yes,
Uh,
so we would not have to go.
Pharaoh
Oh.
will raise a hand.
Yeah, this is Duncan's contact.
When
So-
you say the name Duncan, she pales.
Right. So you and Vero will look at the pirate crew are friends of my friend here, Alex, who's friends of my other friend, and are you another one of his friends? So they'll look at you close.
She is.
Um,
I thought you still
yes.
anyway. It is good to meet you. And Vero will hold out a hand.
Close will
Oh.
just kind of look at it for a second, but then go to shake it.
Sorry, Vera, for saying that no one survived. I just don't know if I could trust you. I don't want to lose any more people.
No, it's completely valid. I mean, I'm a completely random person that showed up at a bar asking for one of your friends and was like, "Oh, I don't know." Anyway, it's valid, my friend. But anyway, it is good to make your acquaintance close, and it is good to be, I guess, co-workers now with all of you.
What-
Vero will look at the
Co-
pirates.
Co-workers, are you coming? I thought you were going to take us somewhere. Are you still working visas?
Oh
I
yeah,
mean-
I was
Go ahead.
Alex. Oh,
We are not going to the Empire.
yeah. I was basically offered because of, you know, the deceased was a good friend of mine. So I offered them to be a bit of your guys' bodyguard as you guys went on your journeys. So I see no reason why I can't, bodyguard you now.
I see plenty. I see 4 reasons, actually. There's not enough room for them on my ship.
Oh, my friends there, they
Wasn't that
Midgard, I've been
Leering's
on it a
ship?
lot longer than you are.
Are you strong enough?
me?
Because I cannot be responsible for you.
Oh, absolutely.
I've
Can you
already
fight?
proved myself unable.
I imagine you're probably going to have to pay. They did.
Hey,
That's alright. I'll pay for her.
All right.
Kidding.
Omen, you were saying
Astrid
something?
chuckles.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Omen was saying something.
I was just gonna tap Midgard's shoulder. Hey, how much is it to get on that ship?
Cloves
You'll have
would
to
know.
talk to the captain. Work that out.
Yeah,
They got a
so
group rate.
Midgard, you would know the best way to answer that question is to point him to the captain, because you know that the agreement between the original party it might be different than what it would be for Omen.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
They got a friendship discount. Uh,
Yeah, I was
Ah.
trying. I was trying to
Okay.
sneak it in while everyone else was
Okay.
talking to each other.
all right. Yeah.
Mhm. Hmm. I mean, it's not exactly a lot of nice things here. So far, I've just run into a turtle that wants to break my knees. But it all seems like you kind of eyeball everyone. Are interesting. And exactly. So why not birds of a feather? Like I do have military experience. Oh,
Close just looks over at you.
Who are you?
I'll in Orcish, Omen will say, "I'm Omen. An absolute pleasure to meet you."
It's been a while since I've heard my tongue, so I am close.
Cloves,
Featherwind.
as you're introducing yourself, can you make me a religion check?
Yes, I can. Nope.
Okay. Honestly, that's fair.
She kind
Yeah,
of
I
squints
mean,
at you,
you
but
you're already not in like the best of moods,
nah.
so and the vibes in the room are kind of off anyway, so don't really notice much coming off of him.
She just kind of looks at him.
Nice to meet you. You are wanting to come with us?
Well, I already wanted to go, or not already, but getting out of here sounds like a good idea, and if someone like you is going aboard, I'd be more than happy to tag along.
Does that mean someone like me?
You have and it's still in Orcish. You have a kind of look in your eyes.
She just kind of stares blankly at him.
Well, I don't know what kind of look I have right now, but if you can protect yourself, I suppose you can come along.
See, that's the kind of look that I meant. I can protect myself just fine. Just put in a good word with 3 earrings, I think her name is.
You
I
are
think they
looking
tried.
for fun. This is not the ride you want to take.
No, it's not. Forgive me. I didn't mean to insinuate that it's fun. I can just tell that you're serious. And I'd rather not waste my time in a place like this.
Fine. What is your name?
He'll say in common, it's Omen. It's
Ominous.
well, it's descriptive. Just as I'm sure 3 earrings is too.
Is that a bad sign? Do I need to be worried about you?
No? It's something you have to find out. But promise nothing to make you regret having me.
Fine.
He'll put out a hand to shake yours.
She'll shake it.
Good.
Well,
Well,
I don't know about you guys, but he pushes off the table, stands up. My friends need a burial. I'm gonna look for a funeral parlor.
Uh, sorry about my excitement about that. Did you say that there's people in need of a burial?
Close starts to kind of tear up a little bit and rubs her eyes.
Apologies. I am quite well. The best way to say it is I've dabbled with being a bit of a mortician. So if there are rites that need to be had and bodies that need to be buried, I'm your person for it.
There's no bodies. None.
It's
Well then.
just to pay respect.
I'd be willing to help with that as well.
Thank you.
If you wish to do that, the best thing to do is whoever they believed in, ask them to watch out for them. If you don't have any bodies to bury, there's not much you can do.
Please pay for the
I have
funeral.
asked forgiveness, and I would like to ask the rest. The forgiveness that I need to ask to their gods as well. So, yes, if there could be a proper offering, it would be kind, I suppose.
If you want to do a send-off, do you have something kind of important to each of them?
No,
Do you have
not
anything that you
really.
could use to represent each of them?
Cloves kind of thinks for a moment and we'll go through her things to see if she has anything that the others gave her. And I don't remember if they did. I think the stuff
there's
that
the
I
instrument.
remember.
There's the instrument
Yeah,
from
the
Crete.
instrument from
Um,
Clayton. Yes, she has the instrument. And she has what Nyx gave her.
Mm-hmm.
you could
So she would take that out.
you could bury the Luxon.
No, I don't think I
Yes,
will.
that's a great
I don't
idea.
think I'll do that.
No.
That would represent.
Yeah,
Just say
she
that?
will.
No.
She'll take. She will take out. She will take the thing. The instrument from Cretan. Well, she won't take it out right this second, but she will think about it.
About this time, Torque is kind of scooting his rolling stool over towards Alex and says, "Oh, hey, by the way, sorry to interrupt all this, but I got something for you."
What?
He'll reach under the bar and he will pull out your spell book and set it down on the bar.
What?
Your friend had been using it while you were gone, and then they mentioned going hunting, and I I didn't know when you'd be back, so it's one of those things that's kind of important. I thought I should hang on to it. I didn't realize that it was gonna be like this, but yeah. So here you go.
Alex, thank you. We'll pick it up, stare at the cover, and just push his face into it, start cheering up.
Sorry again. I sort of forgot I grabbed it.
Right.
Yeah, no, this is extremely helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. Does anyone need any refills or anything?
Cloves looks at the alcohol and just looks a little bit greener and just shakes her head.
Water?
Water.
That would be helpful.
Water all around.
Oh.
He just immediately scoots his stool aside as he's very eager to not be in this conversation.
Alex will just pay for his drinks and start heading out. Like it looks at Vera. You're gonna help with the funeral stuff. I'm
Yes.
gonna do it now.
All right. Well then.
I
Close. If you don't have to come do this if it's too hard for you.
no, I it is my duty. I
You should
must go.
probably, no offense, but you look a little rough. Might be better to wait till this evening. Let you.
Yeah, she has changed out of the clothes that had a bunch of blood on it, but she
He's
still
more
looks
referring to
rough.
the, that and the dead look in the eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like,
Alex,
maybe take a few hours.
Yeah, no,
Let them
we're not.
recoup.
I'm not. I'm just gonna make the preparations. The send off will be at sunset, so
Yeah.
just rest. You
I
just
will
rest,
I will try to sleep.
And
please.
I have to do something first though. And she leaves.
So before we get too much further, let's go ahead and take 5 minutes.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask which way she left. Did she leave out the door?
We'll get to that.
Okay,
Yes,
fair
out the
enough.
door.
Yep. All right.
Out the window.
We'll be back in 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Desk, go ahead and kick it back off.
True.
All right. So, we are going to start with Asher, as while you guys were having your conversation, Asher had already left. So, you head back to the Wave Chaser, and you know where the captain usually is, though she had said that she was going down below to talk to everyone else. When you go down there, just peek, you don't see her, so you know she's in her quarters.
I'll go knock on her door.
What is it?
Asher.
Right, come in.
I open the door.
You see her currently just sitting back in her chair. She's got it kind of leaned back. There is a bottle of whiskey on the table, though it doesn't seem to be opened yet. She seems to have just been staring at it, but she kind of turns her attention towards you as you walk in.
I walk in and sit down. We've got a bit of a problem.
What now?
So, in addition to the two others, we've got about 7 more people that suddenly think they're also hopping aboard.
7? Wait, who are they?
One's calling himself Talus. Another didn't catch his name. One said Vera. And then there's 4 silent ones traveling with Vera. Didn't say a word. Wearing these freaky outfits. I don't trust any of them.
Right, So you said they're coming, they're going to try to get aboard?
That's what they think, yeah.
Sounds like I'll be talking to them. Guess I'll deal with them when they get here.
Aye.
What about the 2 that were coming aboard? Anyway, they still coming?
Yeah, I checked in to make sure the deal was still going. One didn't know the deal was happening.
Right. Alex. He's the one that has been missing the last couple of days. Is the reason that we hadn't left port.
Asher kind of nods. Right, that makes sense then.
Yeah, no, he wouldn't have known, especially considering that his friends got back and learned about all this. So, right. So, suppose I'll be talking to those 7 whenever they come aboard. You said one of them was being followed by 4.
Yeah.
They said anything?
No.
So, just bodyguards then?
Think so.
Seemed like a noble type.
Possibly. They're wearing pretty fancy looking clothes.
Like we said about Midgard. We all know about Midgard. Right, so I suppose I'll be talking to them whenever they come aboard. And just, I don't know. What are they doing now? They coming now, or they? Do you know?
I think they're sorting out a funeral.
Right. So just go checking on them. I like
Right.
those fellows. I'm not happy about any of this, especially not Roger.
Yeah. Me either.
Right.
And he
So
grabs the whiskey bottle and opens it and pours a glass and hands it 2 or 3 earrings.
she'll take it and toss it back, hand you back the glass to give you your own drink.
I'll pour one as well and drink it.
Right, so still need to keep an eye on them. If you're gonna send the other ones, the new ones, aboard, have them let me know whenever they're having this funeral, so I can come and say my own regards.
Aye.
Thanks for the warning, Asher.
Of course. Just thought you should probably know. And I'll get up and walk towards the door and then leave.
Okay. Alright, so with that, Cloves, you were heading off. Where were you going?
Cloves is going to make a few stops. First, she is going to go to the temple.
The church, the Bahamut, or Melora?
Melora.
Okay. All right. So
When she heads off, Midos is going to, seeing Asher not there, he's going to tap Midgard on the arm and will you follow her?
Midgard's not there.
yeah, Midgard's already taken off. What's your perception? Passive perception?
16.
You would have seen that he was already going that way.
Okay, cool. He'll go to, look over, let out a sigh.
It seems he was already a step ahead of you, so
Yep.
all is well.
Yep. And he'll take a big drink of his drink and wait to see what happens here.
Okay, so Cloves, you're not aware of Midgard at the moment, but so you head to the lighthouse. You see Liko there.
She's just going to go in and kind of gives Liko a nod of the head and just goes in.
She'll give you a smile as you walk in and say, welcome back. Are you okay?
No,
Oh,
I need to pray, and I did so, but I feel like this place will be more comforting to me.
I see. Well, I'm not doing anything at the moment if you need company.
That's all right. I think I'll be all right alone.
Very well. Just call if you need me.
Yes. Thank you.
She'll start to walk off, kind of pause, and then walk back to you and kind of pat you on the shoulder. Clearly, she doesn't quite understand exactly what's going on, but gets that you're upset, so just kind of offers you a sympathetic pat before making her way out.
Yeah, she just goes into the church and will just kind of kneel and just look up, and because she already did her prayer and she did get a sort of answer, she's just going to just close her eyes and try to, I guess, be calmer.
Okay. As you're praying, Midgard, you were following Cloves, and you see her having a quick conversation with this Goliath woman. Though I've described to her before. She is naturally quite tall, probably around 7 foot tall, fairly bulky with the gray and black tattoos along her arms and the exposed part of her torso that you can see as she's wearing this sort of outfit that covers her, of course, but plenty of breathing, as one would say. And as she's sort of walking down the stairs to seemingly head towards town, she kind of stops and then very slowly turns to look at you.
I'll just nonchalantly just kind of do the 2 fingers to the temple sort of salute, like hello wave.
She kind of stares at you for a moment and then kind of tilts her head. I've not seen you here before. Who are you?
Oh, I'm with her. I'm making sure she is all right.
Persuasion check, please.
Okay. Oh, that was to the DM. Oopsies.
Yeah, so 13.
13.
She stares at you. She doesn't appear to be like hostile, but she just seems to be just giving you a look over. Not seen you with her before. I've seen her friends.
Well, I'm one of her newer friends.
Right. Do you know what happened?
Not entirely, but apparently lost a great many deal of her previous companions, from what I can gather.
She kind of glances back towards the lighthouse, and you hear kind of she doesn't seem to be speaking to you, but she says aloud, "It's a bright soul, that one. Tell her that something was wrong. Ah, poor thing. Anyway, if you're here, you're welcome to go inside, unless you're just not the sort."
I'm simply here to make sure that nothing untoward happens to her.
She smiles. I can guarantee nothing unsort happens in the Temple of Melora, though I'm sure your gaze is welcome there.
Duly noted.
Right then, and she'll kind of stare at you again before just shaking her head and starting to walk off to town.
And then Midgard will just... So, forgive me, it's been a while. The way that this structure is built, it's a temple.
It's a lighthouse.
Yeah, I know it's a
It's
lighthouse, but...
Yeah, so you would know it as a lighthouse, and you can see outside. Basically, the entire lighthouse is a statue of Melora herself, with vines and all that sort draped around. Though, of course, it is a functioning lighthouse. You would know. You've probably been through Nicodranas before. You know that the first floor is basically a temple to Melora.
Ah, okay. So, is it just an open... I'm assuming there's a door to this floor as well.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Well, I assume, unless you were, did you go inside? I assumed you were outside.
Yeah, I was outside. But I was just gonna sneakily make my way inside and then just kind of hide off in the shadows just to keep watch on Cloves.
Okay. I won't make you roll stealth since Cloves is currently in prayer. But yeah, you walk in and it's a little bit run down here. Not that it hasn't been taken care of. It's just time has sort of been eroding away the stone carvings that have lined the walls here. And it doesn't seem like a lot of people come through here outside of worshippers of Melora herself. Currently, it's just Cloves in here right now, who is currently praying at the makeshift altar. And Cloves, go ahead and make me another religion check.
Oh, I muted, sorry.
You're
Yep,
fine.
I'm doing that. Religion. Please be better. Of course not. My rolls.
It's not that you've lost connection or anything. It's just that anytime that you've prayed to Melora, you've never been in this bad of a mental state.
Mm-hmm.
And of course you feel her presence. You always do. And in the times that you pray, especially recently, you felt her presence even more powerfully than ever. But you feel as though because you're in such a bad place with your emotions, it's kind of throwing off the usual connection that you have with her, and it makes it very hard to hear her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's...
But again,
she starts kind of sobbing.
Yeah, I mean, again, you do feel her, and as you sob, you feel that sorrowful presence try to it almost feels as though it's trying to hug you, but you just don't hear anything.
Yeah, she isn't waiting for a response. She's just kind of like, at this point, she's crying and praying instead of just pleading for forgiveness. Now she's like praying that her friends have safe passage.
Mm-hmm. that presence, it grows warm in a way that you know has always brought you comfort. And though how its comfort right now might be limited, it's still there.
Mm-hmm. After a little bit, she will turn around and start to head out to her second destination.
Midgard, would you be trying to hide from Cloves?
Oh yeah, like I don't know if there's like pillars or anything, but like hide behind a pillar or go up the stairs.
Just go ahead and make me another stealth check.
Okay, I will do so. Hiya! Wow.
Cloves, as you're starting to leave, you realize, like out of the corner of your eye, as you're turning, Midgard had been trying to hide in the stairs leading where you have seen Liko like going up to the rest of the lighthouse. Seems to have been just kind of keeping an eye on you and just flipped up and didn't realize that you stood up a lot faster than he was expecting.
She just kind of stares at him.
Can I help you?
My apologies. I was sent to make sure that you are all right. Don't want anything untoward to happen to you.
No offense, but I don't really need any help right now.
I can understand that, but I still have to do my job.
Fine. Are you going to follow me all the way?
Yep.
Well, no use hiding then. Just come along.
Very well. If you need me to help with anything, I'll be more than glad to do so.
No, just... No.
And she just walks off.
I will follow like about 15 feet behind because don't.
She looks behind and just sighs.
Come here. It's weird if you hang behind like that.
Apologies. No. Start walking side by side with her then.
All right. So before we get to the second destination, Alex, let's see, Alex Meadows, Talus, and Omen. Are any of you doing anything in particular?
Yeah, Alex is, well, with Vera's help, he would basically just like start doing the preparations for the funeral.
I'll message you what I'm doing.
Okay.
Something specific that Vera will do while they're with Alex first is just to be sure. They're going to go ahead and cast see invisibility as they're walking with him and see if there's any, well, spirits looming around him.
No.
Okay.
Nothing that stands out to you, at least. You always see spirits that are moving about throughout your daily life and just going about their business, but nothing has like attached itself to Alex.
Okay.
Do I
And they
see
will-
them do this?
Their eyes glow blue during, or like their eyes change to blue whenever they have the spell on them.
I would say that, yeah, Alex, you would notice that their eyes change and it does stand out.
Yeah.
What are you up to?
Oh, sorry. I was taking a look into the ethereal, seeing if any of your friends, though they weren't with us, were still following you around.
Yeah. I'm probably not the one that would be following around.
I thought as much, but just wanted to be sure.
Mm-hmm. So, what's your what do you think we should do? I never really buried anyone.
Well, where did most of your friends belong to? What territory?
Well, I know that some of them were from oh, fuck's sake. It was the Dwendalian Empire.
Some of them are from the
Who are you
Empire.
referring to?
No. I'm talking to the DM. Like, this is not a character. I
Who are
can't
you
remember.
referring to?
First of all, Cretan.
You know. Okay, I'll just give you. You know, Cretan, Duncan, and Nyx are from the dynasty.
The dynasty. I keep mixing the two. Okay.
I figured that you did. That's why I was giving
Yeah.
it to you.
Yeah.
I was
And
like, Cretan
you
is
know,
certainly not from the Empire.
yeah, they are from the opposite, and you know that Lexi is from the coast.
The coast. Yes.
Any gods
Yeah.
that they worshipped?
I can't remember my friend Cretans, but most of them worshipped the Wild Mother.
Wild Mother. Right. Well then, I think if you know which ones worship the Wild, we can probably do a bit of a marriage between some of the rites of those that follow the Wild Mother and those that live in the dynasty.
Yeah.
I'll take care of them.
Thank you for your help.
No problem. So,
Just
You are-
to say real quick, Mados would be following. He wouldn't be walking right next to you, as he's not involved in the conversation. But he's not hiding that he's following Alex.
all right.
Yeah.
But as they continue walking, Farrell will look at Alex and go, "You weren't present when they died, were you?"
No.
And I'm guessing due to that, you're blaming yourself a little bit.
I don't know. I don't know if I could have helped if I was here, or if I would just be another burden for them. I honestly can't tell anymore.
As harsh as it is, you need to stop dwelling on it. Life is too short to be caught up in things like this. You weren't there, and well, that's the end of it. If you still want to, carry some sort of responsibility for it, just vouch to be there the next time that this happens. Vouch to be there for your friend Cloves. But don't try to be caught up in your mistakes in the past. For the most part, they can't be changed.
I just seem to always be too late.
Then train yourself to be faster.
Yeah.
I know, it's harsh, but at least that's how I live. And so I'm just offering whatever advice I can give to you.
I know. Thank you. You would think for someone that can control time, that I would always be on time. But
They'll stop for a second, kind of look at you, Alex, a little bit. You can control time.
well, not just to a limited amount.
If I recall correctly, that school would be referred to as chronology.
Yeah. Not a lot of people manage to learn it. Well, from the time I spent at the... Well, I'm just one of the few people that learned it.
Are you from the dynasty?
Yeah.
Rough times between the dynasty and the empire right now, aren't there?
No, wait, sorry. Did you say that? I keep mixing the both. I'm
yeah,
so
I said the
sorry.
dynasty.
I know it's been for 2 weeks, but come on, man.
I'm sorry. Dynasty and empire both mean big things, okay? My brain is... It's 3 a.m., okay? I haven't slept. Yes, no. If you say that's just like, no, far from that.
Far from that. Then I'm guessing... Should I guess? You're from the Empire.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
And you know Dunamancy.
Mm-hmm.
Curious. If I ever get the chance, I'd like to copy some of your notes. If that'd be okay.
It's not that easy to learn, but sure. That
You'd be surprised about how quick of a learner I am.
I'll try to show you how it's done, I guess. Yeah,
And I'll teach you a few of my own tricks as well. No wink at Alex.
that would be appreciated.
Right. Well, back to the task at hand. So, if there's any things that your friends enjoyed, any foods or something, foods, tools, pastimes, stuff that you'd like to offer to them to allow them to help make their journey into the afterlife, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I'll have to make a list.
Right then. And Vera will basically just go. They'll pay, but they'll go around and basically help Alex shop for stuff that
Yeah.
the past would enjoy on their journey.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say probably don't need to spend more than about 2 gold for all of this.
All right. Ah, damn, so close to 69 gold.
You don't really have to pay.
No.
I'll take care of it.
Where I come from, it is customary to offer friends and those who that are mourning gifts of gold to help pay for funeral expenses.
All right. Again, I hope it hasn't lost its meaning by now, but thank you.
You're absolutely welcome. Right. So, shall we go get the others? Or the other?
Yeah, if by now it's like almost the time where she would have
It's
rested.
not even close. It's barely noon.
Oof, yeah, we'll just prepare everything, and I want to give her some time to rest.
All right. Well then, as much time as she needs. But if you want to, is there anything that you want to do?
Well, I want to go check on my friend, Killian.
All right then. Let's go.
Real quick, cloves. Was your second destination the church?
It was not.
It was not. Ooh, okay.
It was to Pancake.
To Pancake. Fair
She just needs some therapy right now.
enough. Aw, fair. All right.
With Midgard.
With Midgard. Therapy with Midgard. But
That person.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't the church. But okay. So,
Yeah.
gonna shift over here to Omen. Omen, would you have left pretty much the same time as everyone else?
Yeah, I'd waited to just watch them all leave and take my leave after.
Okay. So as you are arriving to the wave chaser, you see Asher coming off the ship.
Ah, perfect. I'll hop off my horse and wait for him.
I will walk near him and then just keep walking and say, Captain wants to talk to you. And then just keep heading to the tavern to tell everyone else.
Okay.
He's just gonna laugh a little, just like, damn, I'm good. And he's gonna walk over to the wave chaser.
Yep. Easy enough to step aboard, and you kind of look around. I mean, you've probably been on a ship before with your experience, though for not very long, and it doesn't take too long for you to figure out where the captain's quarters might be. So you at least have that.
Right. 3 earrings.
You don't hear a response at first before you hear some steps to the door, and the door opens, allowing the somewhat scarred Tabaxi to open the door to look up at you. Sure enough, she does have 3 earrings. Always a fun detail. She kind of looks up at you and says, "Morning. Suppose you're one of the ones that's supposed to be coming aboard."
That's right.
Alright, so who are you?
Lush Balaam, ma'am.
Ishbelum. Ain't a name that rings a bell, but come in. I think we need to have a talk.
Of course.
She'll walk you in. There's a bottle of whiskey that looks recently opened, a glass half full in front of her chair. She steps around to sit down and just picks it up and looks at you and goes, "Alright, so what's your heading?
I'm sorry, am I heading?
Where are you going?"
Ah. Nowhere in particular.
Nowhere in particular, and you're trying to step aboard my ship at a very odd time?
Not time, but I had the pleasure of meeting your crewmates. Spoke
I
with
heard about
Midgard
you.
and yeah, got a chance to speak with them and learned of some people they aim to help. And those people seem to, more than ever, really need the help.
She takes a drink and just pinches the bridge of her nose. I don't think I heard anything more true in last week.
And I'd like to offer my own help, if I may.
Where are you from?
To a Dalian Empire, ma'am.
What part?
Sadash originally, though trained in Blade Garden and stationed in Rexendrim for a bit.
Military boy.
Righteous blades, if you can believe it.
She actually kind of stops and looks at you. The blades.
Mhm.
What are you doing here?
Disagreements, and he'll kind of point to or tap the scar across his nose.
Disagreements with the blades usually don't end with scars.
Wow. I'm not exactly helpless.
Get all the way over here. I imagine you ain't helpless. Just it's an odd time that you're coming aboard my ship, especially being a military boy from the Empire.
Well,
You aware where we're going?
no, but figured the Concord could do with some more military.
She kind of tilts her head and kind of looks you up and down. Right. Well, I ain't exactly one to worry too much about military folk. We ain't exactly a military ship here.
Yeah, it was, yeah, don't be too hard on him. I kind of buttered him up, but Midgard isn't exactly, tight-lipped.
She snorts and just rolls her eyes. That one's gonna get himself captured, and I told him what was going to happen if he did. Just rubs her eyes.
But, the other tiefling gave him a good kick, so maybe he learned his lesson.
Never does. But, right then, so... Have you made your assumptions, or should I say it outright?
I think my assumptions are right. You don't have to say anything. My help doesn't really, depend on what you are.
The military boy don't give a shit about pirates, then, eh?
Not exactly, righteous.
Could have fooled me.
Hope that's a compliment.
We'll see, I suppose. Gonna be traveling together. But in any case, since you know we're pirates, and thanks to Midgard for that, but if you're true about your lost connections to your military buddies, then you're a turncoat then.
I'd like to think there's a better word for that, but sure.
Make me a persuasion check. Regardless of better words, it'll turn useful for the specific purpose of the fact that we're heading to Xolhas. Ain't exactly know where at the moment, but that's out heading. Ain't gonna be a nice ride, and I do imagine that you're gonna be seeing some of your old friends.
I might just. Though, again, no worries. Not exactly a lot of good blood between us.
If you say so. But all things considered, I told our friends here, well, my friends that are now your friends to whatever degree, that they were supposed to pay me 500 gold for the passing. So, you gonna be able to pay?
No.
Ha! It's about what I thought.
I've got 3 gold and 4 silver.
She actually laughs. She'll finish her drink and just put it down and set it aside and say, "Right then. So, considering your lack of funds here, I'll cut you another deal. Considering that I just lost a rather important member of my crew and lost 4 friends in the process, I would rather the friends that I still have stay intact. So, you've made friends with them already, so that is good. Your job is now to keep them alive. Failure to do so, I throw you into the ocean."
Understood. And just an aside, I told them my name is Omen. It's a tiefling thing.
Ah, I see.
Call me whatever you like, but prefer to be known by title.
I'll keep to your tiefling name for now, just for so there ain't no confusion around the rest of them.
Thank you for that.
But for now, I imagine that the others will come around when they do. Got to introduce Alex and Cloves to the new crew anyway, and seems that I'm going to have some new faces to introduce to the rest of the crew anyway, so come back whenever the rest of them do, and I'll introduce you.
Absolutely. And maybe an odd question. You got one in particular you want alive the most, right?
At the moment, I'd prefer them all alive. Ain't got favorites here. Crew's all family, so losing one hurt. The rest of them weren't crew, but might as well have been. Were for a while.
It's very respectable.
Small ship like this, you tend to keep to the ones that are around. But any case, I won't keep you no more, so come back whenever the rest of them do, I'll introduce you to the rest of them.
Aye.
And she'll stand up and offer a hand.
I'll stand up and shake hers.
She'll nod and walk you out of her cabin and leave you to stand on the dock.
Well, I'm gonna get back on my horse and ride into town.
Okay.
Gonna go look out for some shipmates and make sure they're not dead. I'll look for Midgard.
All right. Before I get to them, I gotta take Talus on a little journey. So we're gonna do that real quick.
Nice.
All right, Dusk. Remove your headset, please.
Yep.
All right. So, Talus, it is easy enough for you to walk around for a little while to make sure that you're not being followed. You can whisper me a perception check if you want.
Okay.
As you're walking around, you see the normal guards. You see the colors of the Concord and the colors of the Empire. You see the people walking about, going about their daily business. No one seems to be paying you much mind. You're just another half-elf in the crowd, so you blend in easily enough, which was your value to begin with.
Yep.
So with that, you're able to make your way towards the center of town. You get to the gates. There's not necessarily a password per se, but you would know to ask for Captain Harley, who is in charge of the protection of the embassy here in Nicodranas.
I will ask for Captain Harley.
And one of the guards will run off, and the one you're talking to will say, "Just hang on a moment."
Fine.
A few moments later, the guard that ran off comes back with a young female human who seems a little run down. Just comes walking up and says, "You the one asking for me?"
Yeah.
Business.
I have information about our associates.
Right, follow me. She'll lead you into the center of town. You've never been in Nicodranas before, though the city itself is very pretty, as it is the city of colors. Inside is even more elegant, as most of the buildings here are made out of marble or some very nice stone. There are a lot of towers and almost a fortress here, which the fortress is where you're currently being led to. You see that this center of town has a mix of the Concord and Empire, but majority is Empire, especially as you start heading towards the fortress itself, which you would see is marked as the emissary building for the Dwendalian Empire. She leads you inside, passing the guards who all stand at attention and salute as she passes. And she leads you inside, up a flight of stairs, down a hall, and into a room with her name marked on the door. She'll usher you inside, shut the door, and say, "Right, so, what's your name?"
My current name is Taz.
I need your.
But,
I need
my
your.
name is Wendell.
Right, and she'll walk over and grab a piece of paper and start writing. Say, "What do you got?"
Well, our associates are going to be heading to the Dynasty via a ship currently in docks.
Do you know the name?
It is the Wave Chaser.
You see her writing it down.
However, it seems that very recently they were attacked in the nearby woods. There are only 2 survivors.
Do they still have it?
Yes, the half-orc has it.
Ah, well. Guess I pay a lot of anything for that, but, right, so they're still planning to take it then?
Yes.
Good. Alright, well then, your orders are to remain as they are. Continue to follow them, see it to the Dynasty.
I will. Alright.
I will send word back to the homeland just to make sure that they're aware of what's going on. I cannot guarantee that there won't be any ships that won't try to get in your way. Hopefully that the ship you're on will be fast enough to avoid them.
Hopefully.
Anything else I need to know?
No.
Right then. Well, thank you for bringing this to me. It's good to know. I'll get this sent over to the king as soon as possible. Are you in need of any supplies?
I'll likely need to buy my way onto this ship.
Right. Do you know the
Not
price?
yet. Not yet, but I will return later.
Understood. Just letting you know that it's important you get on that ship.
All right.
Right. So, do you know the way out?
I can probably find my way out. Yes.
All right. Just send for me again whenever you have a price.
All right.
Just tell them the price and give them your name and the price. I'll just send the money to you so you don't have to risk being seen here again.
All right.
Hey, good luck.
Thank you.
And that she'll.
I will give a bow and leave.
Yep, and she will bow to you as well before seemingly getting to work setting up this message.
All right.
And you make your way back?
Yep.
Are you heading back to the Eye or anywhere else?
I'm gonna make my way like around, and then I'm gonna head over to the wave chaser.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, very good. Let me go ahead and message Dusk so he knows we're done. All right, very good.
Welcome back.
She
Damn.
feels like Killian would have been mad at herself if she didn't go, so she would still
Yeah.
bring her.
All
All right. Dusk, are you with us?
Yes.
All right, very good. All right, so going around in the cycle. So Cloves and Midgard, you are heading. Cloves, you know that Pancake was being held at the Ebonhorn Emporium.
Yep.
So on your way there.
And Cakey.
Alexa's with
Pancake.
there too.
Alexa and
Oh.
Pancake are there.
Yep.
She would probably just bring Alexa back for Alex. But first she's just gonna stay there and greet Pancake.
Yep. So, for your sake, Midgard, the Ebonhorn Emporium is a large general store. It's actually very nice, and whenever Cloves walks in, the employees seem to immediately know who she is and just let her through without any problem. You get an odd look, but as you're with Cloves, no one really pays you much mind. So you head back to the stables where most of the cart horses are being held, and sure enough, Pancake is there, just eating grain, seeming to be enjoying herself. Seems to get very excited when she sees you.
Cloves just kind of slumps against Pancake and just hugs her.
Aw.
And
Oh, Pancake is happy for
And-
hugs.
yeah, and then Midgard would hear just soft whimpers coming from her.
Oh. Probably a moment or two later, Marvac will walk out. Midgard, you see a black-skinned tiefling with decently sized horns that just curl from his forehead over his skull and up. I don't know. Let me find his article. There he is. Oh, I'm sorry. It just curls down over his head. He's got a goatee and red glowing eyes as he walks out in just seems to be just very generic merchant wear. Nothing that really stands out, but he'll walk up to the two of you and he'll give you kind of a curious look and say, hello there. I don't think I don't know you. Who might you be?
I will say that during the time that this man, that Midgard doesn't know, has walked up on us, he has interposed himself between him and Cloves.
He's definitely noticed, and that's probably why he's giving you the curious look.
Okay, but I could ask you the same question.
He stares at you. He then looks behind him towards the shop, and then looks back and says, well, I own the place, so Ebonhorn. Marvac Ebonhorn, to be specific. Pleasure's mine, I'm sure. And who are you again?
Midgard Summer. No surname.
Pleasure, I'm sure. So,
Yes, what business do you have with the lady here?
Cloves
Good.
pulls her snotty face off of off of Pancake's back and just kind of looks at Marvac.
Business. She's my friend.
I'll turn to Clove.
She nods at him.
Ah, my apologies. And then he will relax from his heightened stance that he had and just be like, well, I shall leave you to it then. And then he'll just kind of like take a few steps back. And are we in like a barn? We're in the stable.
It basically, yeah.
Stables.
It's basically stables out
Okay.
back of the general store. So
Is
you basically
Alexa
walk
here too?
through. Yes, Alexa's there.
Yeah.
So you basically walked through the store, went out the back door, and got to the stables.
Okay, then I'll just take a few steps back and then lean against one of the other walls of the stable while keeping an eye on both of them, just in case.
He kind of watches you go before kind of shaking his head and walking over to Cloves and offers a hug.
She will take it graciously.
Though he is not necessarily a strong man, he does give. He gives pretty good hugs, so he'll hug you and just kind of pat you on the back.
She doesn't say anything. She's just holding him.
Yeah.
He's got a pretty bear hug kind of hug. So
Yeah, I imagine
People.
you occasionally just hear this, just the trying not to complain, coughing of I'm slowly dying from you crushing my ribs.
she will lessen her grip a little when he coughs.
Fair. Yeah, he'll just hug you there for a bit, and probably after a minute or two, he'll just kind of pull back a bit and say, Joy came by to tell me what Wooldeer has said about Killian, and I'm sorry. I'm glad she's here, and she have us to look after her, but I can't imagine how hard this is.
Yes, I don't want her to be in any more pain than she's already in, so thank you for agreeing to look after her.
Of course, and she had sent Joy to find you. I told him that I'd find you instead to ensure that Killian's letter got to you, but she did send something. I'm gonna. He'll reach into his pocket and hand you a letter.
She will take it and read it.
I'll just go ahead and copy and paste what it says into the chat.
All right.
And as you're taking the letter, he'll say, "There was also a pair of gauntlets that came with this. It's in my office. I'll give them to you before you leave."
She just kind of doesn't know how to answer for a second as she reads it. And then she nods.
I will be going back to her soon.
Right.
Gauntlets, you said?
Yes. Sitting on my desk. I can bring them
Alright.
out to you if you prefer.
Not now. That's all right. Maybe later.
Fair. Do you want company, or do you prefer to be alone with Pancake? He doesn't acknowledge you.
It's all right. You can stay if you like. I'm just going to groom her, I suppose.
Right then. Well, I'll keep you company for now.
All right, and she will cast her daily speak with animals.
As you do, Alexa is of course doing her usual parade around the stable, declaring how great she is, and is currently looking at Midgard and demanding ever-loving devotion from him though Midgard, you're just getting clucked at by a chicken.
You see, Cloves will acknowledge Alexa, and we'll look back at you, Midgard, and say,
Oh, this is Her Highness Alexa. Please bow.
All right, and I'll do a half-hearted bow towards the chicken. He looks very confused while doing it, but
You see the chicken actually like almost puff up as if it's very pleased at this.
Okay.
Cloves like nods in affirmation.
But whenever you turn your attention back to Pancake, Pancake actually kind of nudges you with her nose and says, "Hello, good to see you again. You okay? Seem sad. Don't like sad. Sad bad. Make you happy."
I'm sorry, Pancake. I got your fur all gross. I will clean you off now.
It's okay. Like hug.
Okay.
And she will proceed to groom Pancake.
Pancake will do her usual song she does whenever you groom her, just being very, very happy and just generally happy that you're there.
Mm-hmm. Cloves enjoys the company.
Marvac kind of stays, and he doesn't really. He'll talk with you if you say something, but he just seems to just want to be around, just be there for you at the moment.
Yeah, she probably wouldn't say much. What she'd probably do while Pancake is singing her song, she'd probably start singing that song she sang a couple nights ago.
Mm. As you're singing it, since your spell lasts about 10 minutes, probably like halfway through your song, you hear Pancake kind of trying to sing along with you. Doesn't quite get the words right. It's not quite right, but she's just joining you in song.
Cloves appreciates this, and the words are in Dwarven, if
That
anybody
means
knows
Pancake
that.
has exactly no idea what you're saying. However, she's trying.
Yep. She's
All
gonna
right.
do that for a while, and after a while, her throat starts to hurt, and she
Oh.
will kind of look to Midgard, and she could just kind of wants Pancake around her. So she thinks about bringing Pancake to the inn and realizes that that's probably not a good idea, and just sighs. Picks up Alexa, kind of waves goodbye, and then we'll leave.
Before you leave, Marvak will say, "Do you prefer that I hold on to the gauntlets for now, or?"
I'll come back for them.
Right then, I'll keep them in my office.
Okay.
And she will leave.
He
I'll
kind
follow her
of
out.
shoots you a look amid guard, but doesn't say anything as he just heads back into the shop.
I'll give him a look back. Fucking.
Yeah, she's carrying Alexa with her. She intends to give Alexa to Alex.
Fair enough. All right. Speaking of Alex, Vera, and Meadows. I don't know where you guys would have gone, or would Vera had suggested somewhere in particular?
Vera would have just, honestly, Vera would have turned to Alex and gone, is there anywhere that you would like to hang out to take some time to yourself? Funerals are just as much of a, bit of a dismissal to the dead and a celebration of the living. So, wherever you want to go, my friend.
I would like to go check up on my friend first.
Perfect. And Vera would follow.
You're heading to Mudir's church. Okay.
Take
Yeah.
me to church.
Yep, just following.
All right. As you guys are heading that way, you hear a horse galloping through the crowd, and Omen, you've actually no, you were looking for Midgard. Never mind.
Was that a
Never
horse?
mind. You'll find them later.
Yes,
That's
there are many horses. This is the city.
oh. Anyway, so there's horses everywhere. Oh. So you head back to church. There's a couple of people here now. There no one of particular note outside of Senna and Joy, who are currently sitting in one of the front pews. Wu Deer is currently talking to another couple, just a half-elven man and a human man as well. That it's hard to tell exactly what they're talking about, but seeing you, Alex, he kind of recognizes you and says something to the couple before kind of bowing his head and walking over to you and says, "Hello again."
Hi. How's she doing?
Oh, well, about the same as I told you before. Put her in a room in the back, at least for now, so she could rest, or at least try to. She's been unresponsive.
May I go see her?
You're welcome to. I talked to her mother. She mentioned wanting to go back, but it might help her to have someone she knows go with her.
Yeah. Thank you for your help.
Kind of nod and then head back to the couple he was speaking to before.
Vera will actually, seeing that Alex is about to head off, would actually kind of try to get Woodir's attention.
He'll kind of pause about halfway from turning and say, "Can I help you?"
Sorry about our less than kind meeting earlier. I wanted to say that I took me a second, but I understand. I just didn't want a the feeling around the inn wasn't very good at the time, and so I didn't want a little bit more commotion. Apologies. And Vera will give Wildir a nice bow.
When you stand up, you see him kind of like narrowing his eyes at you. Kind of looks at you, Meadows. Just kind of acknowledges you before looking back at you, Vera, and says, "That one does not deserve any trust. He has broken something very valuable.
I'm
And one does not simply do that without intention."
But it's been always my thing to study people rather than jump to them. So, though I know he is a bit of a interesting fellow, so long as I'm around him, I will keep an eye on him. Well,
If you're willing to take responsibility, that is your decision to make.
Right then. Well, apologies for stopping you from that. I realized it would have been a lot easier for you to just let you deal with him, and I appreciate that you are at least placing enough trust in me to allow me to continue to deal with this.
He just kind of hums and just kind of looks you over again. Kind of looks at you again, Meadows, and eyes you for a moment before shrugging and saying, "Be careful around that one."
I will. And
he'll turn and just start walking back to the couple he was speaking to.
Bear will give a slight salute and then walk back to the adjutants and just kind of sit in the middle of all of them.
Meadows is actually going to go, while waiting for Alex, is going to go sit by the elf. By her, and so
By Vera?
Yeah, by Vera.
Okay.
So pardon me for not knowing, but what exactly was going on with that tiefling?
In all honesty, the easiest way to describe it was just bad vibes. He gives off a bit of a aura of sorts. It seems as if Woody over there can pick up on it, same as I. And it's kind of like, well, you give off a slight, what kind of like slight aura? I mean, what kind of like slight aura would God damn it, Mados give off?
Make a perception check.
All right.
Vibe checks.
Oh wow, I did not know it
Vibe
was whispering, but
check.
whatever.
Check the
Look.
vibes.
So it was whispered, but it is a 20. Not quite as radiant of a vibe as Omen gave off, but something similar.
All right. Well, to explain it, every being gives off a sort of aura. It is able to be seen by those who have the sensitivity for it. You being a bit of a tiefling, apologies, give off a slight aura of infernal. I myself, due to some of my ties, may or may not give off a slight high of death, unfortunately. Whereas that friend, it's like flavors in the meal. You have like a hint. You're like a those flavored waters that they do with the carbon dioxide. Yeah, you're like that. Meanwhile, he is like drinking straight syrup.
Huh. Well,
Yes.
why exactly would his aura have upset? Cast a quick glance over the turtle as much as it did.
His aura gives is that of something that would be the antithesis of what our friend believes in over there.
I see.
They're polar opposites.
Fair enough, I suppose. Everyone's got to get upset about something.
Almost everyone.
Everyone. If someone claims they don't, you just haven't found their trigger yet.
You know what? Actually, that's valid.
While you two are having this conversation, Alex,
Mm-hmm.
Senna, if you had approached her, would follow you back to where, basically behind the altar, is basically an office space and a room. Killian was put up in the room, just basically laid out in the large bed there. Clearly, it is a bed meant for Udir. But
Yep.
so Killian is very small on it, but I'm sure she's basically just kind of curled up as she does whenever she lays down.
Mm-hmm. Alex will just pull up a chair next to the bed, sit there.
She'll kind of slowly start to look over at you, Alex.
He'll give her a half-hearted smile. If she has her arms like to the side, he'll just hold her hand.
I'll look at him with tears in her eyes. Again, start trying to speak, but won't be able to.
It's alright. It's gonna be okay.
Killian will sigh and reach out and kind of reach out with a small tool and touch something like the wall nearby, and writing will appear on it, and it'll just say, I watched her die.
I'm sorry. Sorry you had to go through all this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry all this happened. I'm sorry I wasn't there to help.
She'll kind of grab your hand, and the words will appear on your hand or up your arm that say, it's not your fault.
Might as well be. None of this would have happened if I didn't go with the assembly. It would be on our way by now.
Killian's just gonna kind of squeeze your arm a little bit harder. And if it's just because Killian will leave that one on for as long as she can.
I'm sorry.
She's basically using her magical tinkering to write on Alex's arm. It's not your fault.
Yeah. So it's similar to a tattoo. Not obviously doesn't hurt or anything. It's just there.
Yeah.
I'm preparing something like a funeral, I suppose. I don't know if you can
Killian will nod.
would like to. Okay.
Senna will speak up at this point and say, "I just tell me where. I'll bring her later."
Yeah. I'll still have to ask Vera where exactly we're doing this. They're the experts and they're the one helping me do this. I'll tell you once we're leaving.
She'll nod. We'll be here. I'm sure. Sure, Joy and Marvac will want to come along too. They were friends too.
Yeah.
And she'll squeeze your arm again, Alex, just slightly.
I'm just can't believe all this happened. The span of 4 days that I was away.
He'll hold her arms out for a hug.
He'll take her in his arms.
Eventually she'll let go and just use a different usage of it. And her sunglasses are not that far away, broken already. And the darkness will drain from them as this time she writes on her sort of own arm. I'm sorry. And then that will disappear, and what will appear will just say, I love you. And then that one will disappear and it'll just say, stay strong.
I will. You have no reason to be sorry. Love you too. And you just sit there. I'm just gonna sit there for like a little longer. And when it's time to leave, you walk out the door. Of course, if Senna falls, you'll call Vera and ask them exactly where all this is gonna go down, and basically tell Senna where to meet.
All right. Well, seeing as if some of your friends did have ties to the Wild Mother and the Wild Scrounger was just the other day, I don't think that the people of the city would be too mad if we set out a small little burning raft out to sea.
Yeah, that works.
Right then. We'll do a small little burial at sea then.
So we'll meet you on the beach then.
Yes.
All right. I'll bring Killian.
All right. Thank you.
And thank you for helping set all of this up.
It's no problem. It's what I do.
Senna will nod to you before heading back to where she was sitting before.
As the door is closing, Alex is just gonna give one last look at Killian.
She'll kind of try to fake a smile for you.
Same.
All right. So with that, three of you heading to the beach. You heading to the eye. Staying there longer.
If it's approaching the, we'll go to the beach.
Yeah, Vera wants to buy clothes first.
Yeah.
All right. So
while if we were walking, if I assume we talked about, or they talked about trying to get a hold of everyone.
Yep.
To bring them up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Meadows is just because he did encounter her and stuff, so he's just going to cast Sending to Cloves. and he's just going to say that they're holding the funeral down by the beach.
All right. She actually will go back in and get Pancake, and then will try to ride Pancake. We'll ride Pancake down to the beach.
Do you let Midgard hop on?
Midgard might be a little large for Pancake.
Midgard, I hope you got your running shoes on.
I'm a rogue.
She's not gonna ride fast.
Like, oh hey, Midgard, look over there.
Oh no, I get
Cool.
out.
Went on
She
the
would
horse.
go back in and tell Marvac about the situation too.
Okay, so yeah, he would nod and say, I'll make sure everything's alright here and then meet you there.
He's going to
nod.
send.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say he's going to also send a message to Asher telling him to get down by the beach.
All
Is
right.
that where you fuckers ran off to? I've been looking everywhere for you.
There would be no reply. He's not using his last one to tell you to go fuck yourself. Wait till you get there.
Yeah, close it.
Such a
Just
good
get
use.
on
So-
Pancake and go.
Alright. In that case, Omen, you see Cloves on the back of a horse heading towards the beach as you're kind of walking around looking.
A little bit before Cloves gets there, just to do it again, Vera will reach into their bag, grab out a set of needles and like a piece of parchment, and they will scrawl something on the parchment, and then they will take the needle, put it through the parchment, and then we'll take the piece of parchment, stick it on their own head, and then it will disappear, and they will cast See Invisibility again.
Okay. Before
I'm
Cloves arrives.
listening.
Got it. Alright, so for the sake of brevity, we'll say that it is late enough in the evening for all of this to happen, but Omen, you do see Cloves heading towards the beach, so I assume you would follow.
Yeah, if I can see Midgard doing his best to keep up, I'll bring up the rear and, say hi to him.
Out of curiosity, how fast is this Pancake?
I imagine
Pancake is not going very fast.
Pancake is just a draft horse, so not exactly a racing horse here, so you're fine.
And
Okay.
she's not telling Pancake to go very fast. She's just like trotting along.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, evening, Midgard. Cloves.
She looks at your horse and kind of gets excited for like a half a second, and then her face kind of falls again, and then just turns back.
Oh, what's the name of the one you're riding?
Pancake.
That's cute. This is Doddle.
Oh. Does Doddle dawdle?
A little bit. But he's a good steed.
Very
So-
pretty.
Certainly doesn't look like a dawdle. Very imposing horse you have there, Omen.
If for reference, Doddle is a very interesting horse in the sense that much larger and bulkier than Pancake, seems to be bred for war, if breeding is the right word for it. Can
Yeah.
you two make me a nature check?
Ooh, Pancake's
Oh
boyfriend.
boy. I was. God damn it! You beat me to it. I was just like, oh, Pancake.
A virgin Pancake versus the Chad Doddle.
Oh no!
Oh shit! All right.
Cloves, something is weird about Doddle. It doesn't quite fit right with you. You're not quite sure what it is, though. Midgard, this isn't a horse per se. I mean, in the very sense, it's not a beast. This is a fiend.
Chicken. I mean fiend.
It's a chicken in a horse suit.
Many chickens in one horse suit.
Yeah.
Chickens, how is Alexa reacting to this animal?
Well, both Pancake and Alexa seem to get a little uneasy. Pancake isn't to the point of like bucking you off, but you could tell based on like how much time you spent with Pancake, she doesn't necessarily like being around this horse.
Mhm. She
I'll-
kind of like pets Pancake. It's okay. It's okay.
I'll just look at the horse, look back to Omen. Horse, Omen.
I'll
You
uh, I'll communicate to Doddle to stare at Midgard.
Doddle will immediately lock eyes with you, Midgard.
It's not scary at all.
I'll
Roll horse intimidation.
Shut up. Anyways, I'll my gaze went back to Omen, but then as I see the horse staring at me, I'll just stare back at the horse and be like, "What?"
And I looked at him, and he looked at me.
Cloves is just kind
I
of looking
looked
at
at
the
him.
situation.
And he
like,
stomps on
awkwardly.
me.
Well, if you guys are done with your staring contest between the horse and the Dragonborn, shall we get things going?
Right. I was just coming along to check on things. Turns out 3 Earrings has got a pretty good sense about things. Should be on board with you a lot.
Oh, so she agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
Uh,
pretty simple deal. She just asked that I make sure you're all right. I told her I can do that.
Well then.
Let me guess, you didn't have coin.
Yeah. I've got he'll pull out his pouch, jingle it.
It's
Oh,
it's
wow.
like in every anime where you
A
jingle a
moth
coin,
flies
you
out.
just get the 2 coins jingling around.
Dude,
Yeah,
It's that very sad. You open the pouch and a moth flies out.
We're
How
talking about anime. This is what happens with my
okay.
fucking wallet.
Turns out,
how have you lived so far? What? How's that possible?
here, and he'll make a greater sense of showing his morning star and armor. Bit more of a fighter.
Yes, but every fighter still needs food and places to rest.
Everyone
You've been
has their
roughing
own
it.
ways of gaining money, my friend.
Well, I mean, I had a little bit stored up. Not much.
Ah,
But traveling isn't cheap.
that we
and,
can both agree upon.
I'm sure, as you may have told, my company isn't always really accepted, so 4 silver and 3 gold actually go a little bit of a long ways, but
Yeah.
Well,
At this point, Alex is just sitting there waiting for everyone to gather up.
Cloves will walk over on Pancake and will drop the drums and the short bow
Vera
next to Vera.
Vera will instruct the adjutants to start getting stuff together. And after a moment, will kind of look down at themselves, go, ugh, and then snap. And in a little bit of a flash, their clothes will change to a little bit more of a ceremonial outfit.
So as the adjutants start getting to work, setting things up as you want, Marvac, Joy, Senna start walking up. Senna is carrying Killian, as
Alright.
Killian probably isn't in the best of shape to walk herself.
Mm-hmm.
Cloves
Yeah.
would go over to Killian and just try to be next to her.
At some point, not long after they show up, actually 3 Earrings shows up as well. Just says, "Saw you lot not far from the dock, ain't far from here. Saw you lot gathering up. Figured it was time.
Yeah.
Thank
We're
you for
about to
coming.
start.
Right, came to say with my own regards, considering everything. Hope you don't mind."
Of course, your friend.
as this is the best he has, Meadows is going to cast Disguise Self and just change his clothes with it.
Nice.
Where he's in again, where he's in more, toned down morning outfit.
Asher will button up one more button on his shirt.
Whoa, whoa! calm
Does
down.
it
Yeah.
have buttons
Damn,
past
you're
there,
going
or were they
crazy
permanently
there, dude.
removed?
Anyways,
No,
so
we can't see the belly button.
anyways, so it doesn't take the adjutants long to figure things out. They have done this before many times. I'm sure it takes them less than like 10 minutes to get everything set up as you would want it to be.
Mm-hmm. And then once they all have it set up, basically what Vera will have set up is taken the drum. Basically, it turned it into a cornucopia with strawberries, some other like non-perishable food, or not easily perishable foods that some of the other party members would have liked, according to Alex. The arrows would have been sort of sorted into a bouquet of flowers and stuck alongside them. And then there are many candles that line the entire thing. There's enough stuff given to each party member. And then as Vera's setting it up, Killian would have come over and offered her holy symbol, and would have hung it. Vera would have hung it over the or used it to basically tie off the bouquet of flowers.
Yeah, Alex is gonna come and put his vial there as well.
Yep. And then Vero will set up the vial, basically next to one of the arrows. Basically having it so that the bowstring for the vial, or God, I don't know, the thing that you play it with would look like it was using the arrow for it. And then as things wrap up, Vera would look to anybody else to see if they have any more offerings they'd like to give. Instructing them that food and other items that would accompany your friends into their journey into the afterlife would be much appreciated.
Asher would go over and place like a little thing of whiskey for Roger.
Thank you.
Yeah, Metis is going to walk over and he's going to set down. Remind me again, because I'm having a brain fart here. How many people? It was 5, right?
5 total are dead.
Yeah.
But
He's going to set 5 gold coins down.
Marvek will undo his dark green scarf that he's worn since you guys have known him, kind of fold it up, and then we'll place it down.
Vera will thank everyone for their contributions.
One moment, and 3 Earrings will actually take her hat off and go and sit it down as well.
Vera will bow to her for that. And once everybody's stuff is ready, 2 of the adjutants, the ones with the swords, will stand on either side of the little raft that Vera has put together, and kind of cross their swords in the air, while the other 2 bow on the ground with their short bows laid out in front of them, both having one arrow about like ready to be knocked. Then Vera will step forward and go, to those deities that watch over these souls, please accompany them into the afterlife. To the Wild Mother, make sure that their bodies return to the soil to nurse new life. To the Luxon, guide their souls as they move on.
You don't know that part.
They would say that anyway. And to looking at Killian's holy symbol, they would say, and to Bahamut, make sure that if their end was unjust, then it is sorted out. Now allow these souls to find their final resting spot. And Vera would gently take a breath in, and they would breathe out, and breathe out this sort of beautiful blue flame by casting Dragon's Breath. And they will do it smaller as to not completely fucking incinerate the thing. And then with that, the breath sort of will push the little raft out into the water. And as Vera turns around, they will do a sort of second breath onto the ground, where each of the adjutants are sitting with their arrows, and light the arrows on fire. And then the 2 adjutants will stand up and fire arrows off onto the raft as well.
Okay. And as the raft drifts off to sea, Three Earrings standing at attention, giving a salute. Marvac enjoyed standing there. And quietly, as Senna also holds Killian. As you look out towards the raft, as the arrows are shot, and the fire begins to grow upon this raft, Vera, you can see these 5 shapes. It's beginning to just swirl around the raft. You've seen this before, as the spirits of those that have been lost gather around to the offerings that were brought to them. And as the smoke begins to billow and fill the sky, you see the spirits begin to drift off with the smoke as they carry on.
Vera would say a final prayer and a goodbye.
Meadows is going to produce his holy symbol of Ioun and bow his head.
Cloves has just kind of been lowering her head in prayer the entire time.
Midgard has actually taken off his hat and just kind of holding it solemnly.
And as you all stand there, for different reasons, seeing off the dead and wishing them their journey off into the afterlife, that is where we will end the session for today.
May
Alright.
they rest in peace.
All right, yeah.
Oh boy!
Ugh.
All right,
And
so
it's a
next
good
time
relative
we will
funeral.
pick up as you guys. We'll pretty much say that this is the end of the day. Next time we'll pick up early in the morning as you guys are getting ready to sort out your deals with Three Earrings and head on your way.
All right.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Thank
All
all
right.
of you for coming and watching.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Thank
coming.
you.
Remember to like and subscribe.
Enjoy the funeral.
Swear to God,
Yeah,
if you
I
start
hope-
saying
I
that or
hope
like
you-
and subscribe like a
Fuck
YouTuber,
no.
I'm gonna
Hope
hit you.
everyone
Hell no.
enjoyed the funeral. Sorry for the big delay. Had new characters to be built.
I needed
Yeah.
a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we
Yeah.
needed to mourn.
yeah, it was a lot. We're all chill now because we all already mourned out of character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye bye.